like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall they stand.
Yo, guys, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. It's glad to have you here. We are joined by Michael, Roger, PJ, and Salv. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Good, Sam. All good.
Very good. Very good.
That's the spark, and Jesus loves us. So all good.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I haven't said it for a little while now. It comes to mind every now and again.
It doesn't suck to be us.
No, I think it sucks to be a Glober today.
Oh my God, yeah.
Definitely.
So angry.
But
So
it's good to see you all. Really appreciate you all. And please hit the likes, share the show. And then Royd 381 for his super chat earlier. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, hit the likes, share the show. See, guys, he paid $5 for that. So now you have to hit the likes. Don't let his money go to vain. Thank you very much.
Ooh, been liked, but not shared. I'll share it now.
So I haven't watched any of this, guys.
Me either.
I did watch it before.
We've just been warned it'll be painful by Kunal. He says it's pain. I've watched this earlier in the week. It's painful, just to warn you.
oh yeah, I started to and I couldn't do it. It's just like a
In a
nah.
way, you can argue in both ways that
Yeah.
Shiva, he pushed him to be on to provide the experiment purely scientific, but meanwhile, Dave wanna explain him some things, but he said, "I don't give a fuck, I don't care," and so on. I wanna just focus on basic things. You can take it both ways. I don't know which one is better, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're gonna see. I don't know who Dr. Shiva is really. I've seen him now and then on stuff.
Dr. Shiva is the guy who invented email. He's a guy from
He did?
MIT.
Oh.
Yeah, he
And,
created
yeah.
email. He has patent for this and so on.
Well, didn't Al Gore invent the internet?
He did.
Yeah.
I helped it.
Okay. So yeah,
Sitting
people have
around
been
one day and I was like, you know what we ought to do, Al? He says, what's that, Dave? I said, we should invent the internet. And he said, that's a great idea. And then he stole it from me, see?
Ah, damn. Happens
What a
all the
bastard.
time.
He's a bastard.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
because people have been telling me, guys, we have to watch this. It's like, okay, since I'm getting hounded for it. I'm also hounded to watch, which I want to do after this sometime, is a debate between Dustin Nemos and what's the guy from Wake Souls on biblical cosmology.
Hmm.
So that might be a good debate as well. But
I've heard
yeah.
that I need to subscribe to those guys, Awake Souls, but I never have.
Nah.
Stay well clear, in my opinion.
They,
There you go.
they're not the people to follow. They've literally started their own cult, you could say. They have a
Oh.
really weird way of reading scripture.
I'll remember that. I'll stay away.
Yeah. But what's a Team Yahushua? What?
Team Yahawashi or something, isn't it?
Team Hawaii Shia.
Yahawashi.
Yeah, that's
Them
the
and
wrong pronunciation. It should be Yahusha.
Yeah, them and their Pac-Man model.
That's what gets me with this all Yeshua. You've got Yeshua, Yahusha. You know, depends
No.
who you talk to.
There is no letter J in
Yahusha.
Hebrew, every Hebrew or Hebrew. So
Yeah.
whatever is written with J is not proper writing. Should be letter Y.
Josh. But the thing is, you take it with Yao,
Yahoo, exactly. Yeah, Yahoo.
exactly.
Yeah.
You take it
Yeah.
from there, and then
Yahweh exactly is not correct as well because there is no letter V in Hebrew. So yeah, so people say it's Yahweh, but not exactly. No.
You can call him Jesus. You can call him what you want.
Exactly.
God
God knows what you mean. Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought it was a Esau.
Isa?
It's a Greek name.
Isa.
So different
Isaiah.
languages have a different pronunciation.
Jesus, his eye was worked for me.
Yeah.
And in Polish
Well, it works
language,
for PJ.
it's Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, Spanish say
Not
the same.
C.
innit? Spanish.
It's like a Z,
Spanish say
Jesus.
Jesus.
Like more stronger, like a Z, not S. Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's start this thing. It's an hour long. Quite interesting. At least tonight we don't have a cap limit on the limits of the stream because I'm not working tomorrow. Yeah, okay.
Nice. I'm just wondering where Sogs is at.
Okay. So what's the goal of this discussion?
The goal of this discussion is to open your mind to some questions that you may have never known that you had, and to point out some things that you assume to be true that are clearly not true. I mean, we're taught that we live on a ball. Have you ever questioned it? Have you ever? No, you haven't. You were told before you had the ability to think. You were told by your teachers. There was a globe in front of your classroom. Sesame Street had astronauts on it and globes on it. And
well, let me ask you one thing. So the experiment that they did in Antarctica, maybe we should just start describing that.
Whoa. What experiment? So off the bat, the first words Dr. Shiva says shows he doesn't.
Yeah, let's see what how Dave responds though, like, because his instant response should be, "It weren't an experiment."
That's what I think you did.
Yeah. And yes, I did tag Dr. Shiva and David Weiss in the stream. So, yeah, they can.
I don't see. Sorry, I don't see him here.
No.
No.
But yeah, the point is, yeah, exactly. This is when Dave's supposed to step up and say, but it's not, it's science, so it can't be an experiment. But it's really perplexing to me that an MIT PhD opens up with showing he doesn't know what science is when he literally calls TFB an experiment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like Mitch Chiakaku. He said that the so-called scientific method. That's what he called it. So they don't have any respect for it. I don't think a lot of them.
They don't use it.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody uses it today.
Look at
it wasn't an experiment. It was an observation of a light in the sky.
There you go, Mark. You did it.
There you go, Dave.
Okay,
Nice.
well done. Brilliant. Dave actually did that well. Thank you, Dave.
And that light in the sky is actually an impossible light.
Sorry?
Why didn't he tell Jesse Lee what he wanted? Should have told him.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is flat. Yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense. So the question is, if you're trying to build a house, do you go and measure the ground or do you measure the sky? You can, the globe model was based off of the angles of the lights in the sky. And we can get into that. But the lights in the sky make no sense. Let's get into it because I'll show you how impossible the globe is. It's totally impossible. Here's the thing. Everyone has the same story. When I was first, I was doing a conspiracy podcast and people brought up flat Earth.
Are we live? Are you recording?
We're recording, sure. And I'll start wherever. So welcome, Dr. Shiva, or I'm on your show. I'm not sure which one it is, but we're having two conversations, two grown men having a conversation about.
I don't know, but Dr. Shiva's whole attitude so far seems very stuck up, if I have to say it that way. It's not about you guys, he's almost got that demeanor like, yeah, I'm better than you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not really phased on anything he's busy saying. It's just really odd.
The realm that we live in, and
Dave, what do you put it up on? What, YouTube or
YouTube.
Facebook?
YouTube.
Okay.
All right. I normally let you. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I've done a lot of interviews. I normally you put it up and then I share your version. That way you get all the new views because we have a large audience.
Doesn't matter. We're fine. You can put it up.
Yeah,
That's fine. Either way.
I don't care. I'm not monetized or anything.
Yeah.
I normally just try to put it up. So you're brand new to this topic. I know that people have been hounding you in your chat saying, hey, have you looked into flat earth? And you agreed to have me on. So that's awesome. Thanks for having an open mind.
I've got to point out, why is it when somebody wants to look into flat earth, they come across Dave Weiss?
Good question.
Why do they always include Dave Weiss?
And he's not monetized. He's making a lot of money off of this, man, to be honest. I think he's making more than most flat earthers that are in the arena.
I wonder if he's-
Isn't Shiva the Hindu goddess of
That
destruction?
one.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah,
be kind of like being known as Dr. Satan over here.
I mean, I don't really know who he is, but I remember there being a Shiva knocking around back in 2020 time. And then
Hey, ran
after
for
that, I
president.
heard he were a shill or something like that. So I don't know.
He was running for president, I think.
I wouldn't vote for him.
Mm-mm.
I don't vote anyways. So
by the way, Dr. Bass Edwards, he says, because Dave puts himself out there to do this type of thing. No, it's because he's got connections all over the place. Everybody puts themselves out to do this.
Mhm.
You need connections to be able to do this. It's not
Dave
just
puts himself all over the place so he can mock flat earth.
how did he get on Roseanne's show? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, of course. What about that? Of course.
all I'm saying is Dave shouldn't be the guy that everybody should be running to when they're trying
No.
to look flat earth. That's my whole point.
But can I just point out, like, after flip flopping he's just been doing over this TFE, I find it strange that anybody thinks is worth following.
Mm-hmm.
This guy needs removing from flat earth.
Yep. No, he's showing his true
Are you
colors.
listening, Dave? Get out of the community, mate.
And
Well, I think about a year ago, David, just to give you an update.
yeah.
So there's two positions I have on this, right? One is people should just collectively agree on an experiment, a very
Sure.
detailed experiment. And then people should go do the experiment and they should accept the results of that experiment. So it should be,
That's it.
from a
Right.
science basis, a verifiable experiment, right?
Right.
Follows-
Right. So,
follows the
so
scientific method.
yeah, you're
The other thing,
go ahead.
the other thing that I've shared is that for me, right, we know there are infinite number of things that the swarm lies about, many things.
Mhm.
So the issue is we could talk about this, we could talk about a whole bunch of things. My question also, my not question, is what do people want to do about it? You see?
Yeah.
Why does it look like he's drugged up or something? When he talks and it looks like he's all eyes going, I don't know.
This is what pissed me off about him. He's just like nonchalantly just talking about. He called a swarm. What is a swarm? I mean, who are the swarm? We lie about everything. Yeah.
And also, I want to point out when he says, "Yeah, we gotta do an experiment and just accept it." What experiment? You first need science to do an experiment.
Yep.
So what experiment is he going on about?
I don't know what experiment would prove flat Earth. That has nothing to do with an experiment. That's an observation and a measurement. So
That's it.
Yeah, remember, shape is not science.
What is in a science question, is it?
nope.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
What's he got in his head?
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm just wondering what Dave's got in his head. What is it?
Tea cozy.
I was going to say, it doesn't even look like a beanie. I don't know what it is. It looks like them ones that the Rastas have, but he's not a Rasta.
Brownies.
And
Well,
we're gonna
and
get
so
into that.
to me, one has to build a bottoms-up movement of working people to address this.
sure.
There's a lot of people grift off a whole bunch of stuff, and they have no interest in building any type of movement to get to truth, freedom, health. You see?
Well, we're trying to
So-
do that. We're trying to build that movement, and they're trying everything they can to stop us. because this is the one that breaks us free from the matrix. You know, you can't, you know, there's a lot of things going on in the world with child trafficking and homelessness and wars and everything else. And people say, Dave,
Yeah.
why are you focusing on flat earth? And the reason is because if you don't know where you live, who you are, what this place is, if you don't know that you're at the center of creation, that you have great power, then you can't do anything.
Great power.
You're lost in space spinning.
What's the great power?
Yeah,
We've got-
what's that got to send which is the sense creation? What's it got to do with great power?
Yeah, I mean, what great power do we have? I mean, we have salvation in Christ, but that's not a power. That's God's grace.
I've heard Dave say this before. It's his spiel. He's trying to sell you on it, and they're talking about a grift. This is a grift.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
selling you an app.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean it's not in a very secure app.
Nope.
So
I hear leaks stuff out of it all the time.
I heard he pinched it.
Yeah.
did he fix it?
Did he?
Yeah, I had that app idea with someone else's.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
stole it. Stole the idea. Mm.
There was somebody that had a flat Earth, sun, moon, and clock app before he did.
He probably just took the idea and elaborated on it, didn't he?
You see, this is why I think he is also flip flopping, because his app is specific to the user
Yeah.
of the map,
Yeah.
and so he has to flip flop on both sides because he still has to push his app.
Yeah.
Well, people would unsubscribe to his app, and he'd lose all that money.
Mm-hmm. By the way, guys, hit the likes, share the show, please. We got 69 votes so far. Dr. Shiva
Nice.
and Dave understand scientific method. Yes, 20%. No, 42%. Not sure, 22%. And they do, but they stayed as honest, 16%.
So,
I got that right. They don't get it. I voted on the right side of that. Yeah.
Slurpees remain level when undisturbed. Yes, they do.
Nice one, Sop.
Out of control and you're powerless. You know, people think that governments rule over them. Nothing rules over you other than God, right? And so, you know, people don't realize they have free will. People just think that they're, you know, are stuck in this slave system, and the globe is a prison for your mind, right? You know, and think about this: when people search flat Earth, they come up with this. This is stupid. Okay, no flat earther thinks that Earth is this, but this is what they want you to think. Like if you Google, hey, top 10 reasons the Earth could be flat, Google's going to deliver you top 10 reasons the Earth is a globe, because they don't want you finding the true information of this world. You asked me before when I first.
This is the same stuff that Dave always says, though. So it's nothing new listening to it.
It's absolutely boring spiel, isn't it?
Because he says the
You
same
get
stuff.
down to telling him how Earth's measured, mate.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, you don't know that, dear Dave. You think
I mean-
I mean, he says this is stupid, which it is. That's stupid behind him. But he goes on about that possibly other suns outside with other domes and all that kind of stuff as well, when he's got no proof of it. So that's stupid as well without any proof. I mean, it's okay as an idea, but to put it out there is something you're kind of pushing, then I wouldn't do that, you know. Keep it as an idea.
mhm.
So we tried to tell him over an FED that you need to stick to the basics, and he'd go out on the limb and do this stuff. And we even helped protect his Bitcoin when he first came out. Remember his challenge? I'll give you 3 Bitcoins as one proof for the globe. And that was his thing for a long time. It's annoying as hell.
I wouldn't even want a Bitcoin, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't trust it, man.
No,
That
of
Bitcoin
course
stuff.
not.
No.
Of course
Look,
not.
all I think is Dave should just update his arguments a bit. He says the same things all the time to everybody. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
he does this. They've already heard it how many times, and it's just so then they zone out. It's like, yeah, I've heard this before. You know what I mean? Does Dave really think that Shiva hasn't heard this before?
Of course.
I think he's doing it for the audience, the people who are tuning in who've never heard it before. So
But that's a bit difficult because every single time he talks, he says the same stuff.
yeah, it sounds like he's got a script. It almost sounds like he's reading it off the prompter. You know?
No, he knows it off by heart by now.
Yeah.
Got into it, I went into it with a bad attitude. I went in, I'm just going to disprove flat Earth, prove the globe. And I tried for weeks to find proof of the globe, but I couldn't. And the more I looked, the worse it got. And then I realized, oh my God, the Earth is not a globe. And then I was afraid to even talk about it because I'm like, oh my God, all of the other work I've done on all of the other deceptions is going to be discredited. But then I realized this is the truth. I have to do it. Back in 2014, when I was doing that, nobody was really open for a discussion on flat Earth. It's like, you're nuts. But now people like yourself, other people are all doing it. You had an interview with Owen Benjamin. He fought it like tooth and nail. But now he's full on. He knows we don't live on a globe, right? I mean, this is 127,000 feet up, right? Whenever we send a balloon up, the Earth is white, okay? It's white because of the thickness of the atmosphere, right? But NASA shows us these color graphic pictures of Earth. They're in Technicolor, right? Look at this light here. It's a local light. It's lighting up this area right here, right? It's darker over here because this is a local light. What is it? We don't know, right? But it's a local light for sure. It can be proven that.
Whoa, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, can be proven that's another thing. Just
What
put
you're
a
saying,
clip-
you're proving it's a local light. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. I
he's
can't.
just the point. He's just put a claim on himself.
Mhm.
I mean, so this gives an open door for Shiva to say, "Okay, you've made a claim. Now back up your claim."
Yeah, of course.
And yes, I do think the sun is local, guys. Not
Of
saying
course it's local.
I'm just talking about a kind of.
Yeah, Flats, can you turn your volume up?
I know you.
Yours,
See,
yours,
like,
it
playing
seems a bit hissy and low.
Hello, testing 1 2.
That's better.
Whoa, there you go.
Is it too loud now?
A little loud.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
now a bit.
yeah.
Okay, wait, let me. But sorry, the children were playing at the PC earlier.
Too low.
There we go. Hello, testing 1 2.
There you go. That's good.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You're
Sorry.
fine. When you move
I
back
wish-
to your position, yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Now I
Yeah,
lost my train of
that's
thought.
The sun.
The,
local
Oh, yeah, the sun.
proven
So,
local
yes.
light. Mm.
What is she? I'm coming off this to the angle of he shouldn't be making claims.
Mm.
He should be letting Shiva make the claims and then show him why his claims are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he talks to Jaren, there's proof for a globe now. So there's not. But.
You know, we live on this realm. Now, we're going to be talking about where we live in this incredibly large system. And we live on this dielectric plane inside a toroidal field.
Mm.
Here we go again.
He
Yeah.
did a dielectric plane, didn't he? Incoherent dielectric
I'm
acceleration.
sorry, guys. Anybody that pushes this
Incoherent dielectric acceleration, yeah.
are not flat
Incoherent.
earthers. They are true earthers, as they claim to be. Okay? It's false. They might as well be globers because what they claim is literally a replacement for gravity.
Mhm.
You don't need it.
Go hang out with Dell. You know, might as well. Derp.
Derpity derp derp derp.
They're rising Earth up there.
You're derp.
Excuse me. Thank you, Canal, for your $5. You really appreciate it, man. You rock, he says. For the pain to be endured. The pain. Lol Shiva annoyed the piss out of me this one. Flip Flop Dave can kick rocks.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Thank you for the super chat, Canal. I really appreciate it, man. You rock.
Look,
Yeah,
what puzzles me is that Shiva is speaking a lot about the twisted noses, a lot. So how is possible that he is still on the YouTube? That's just it's a question. It's normally other people will be banned a long time ago,
Straight
but he's
away,
still
man.
there. Is he controlled? I have no idea. Maybe
Yeah, he somehow gets away with some things.
lot of things. People were getting banned for the much less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was on about earlier, Janusz. I thought it had come out that he was dodgy, this Shiva guy.
In a matter of science, I agree with him. Majority cases, of course, he doesn't know about the flat Earth. He is still programmed, but he is willing to change his perspective, so that's a good thing, because he's going to propose the experiment. So that's moving a good way.
Experiment?
And yes,
For what?
Yeah. Oh, you will see. I wouldn't want to spoil it.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I haven't watched it, so we'll see.
Right. And so we're going to be talking about 1% of what this world is. And that's where we live, on the 1%, the dielectric plane. The Earth is supposedly rotating at 1,000 miles an hour below this balloon, right? 1,000 miles an hour to the east. This balloon is disconnected from the Earth. It's nearly in space, if that's a real thing. And when it came down, it landed east of where it took off. It should have landed. It was up for over 3.5 hours. It should have landed 3,000 miles out west in the
What balloon
ocean.
are you talking about, Dave?
This shot right here is just a weather balloon. Went up to 100.
Yeah, so let's just go to
20,000 feet.
Let's take time.
You see, that's the thing. You see, because you made a claim now, Dave. Now Shiva's catching on that. And I has all the right to hold you to that claim.
Has Dave ever spoke about incoherent dielectric acceleration before now? I mean,
No,
yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've heard them say it in other. I've heard them like probably talking about it in a group, but it's part of his spiel. I've never heard him say it.
Yeah, he says the sun is an anode and the moon is a cathode.
Ah, yeah. He might have just put it in different words. Okay.
It makes me laugh how they say it with such like as if they
Vision.
know, you know, Earth is this,
Mm-hmm.
Moon is this, Sun is this. You know, I didn't know.
But that's what I said. They might as well be globers because that's exactly what the globers do.
Yeah.
The globe is this, the sun is this, the sky is this is this. And when you ask, okay, how do you know this?
NASA.
Because I thought.
The problem with Shiva is as well that he believes in the gravity, like majority of society. So that's why he can't make a step over it, you know, and think outside of the box. In this case.
Yeah, I think the only person that knows what the sun and the moon are the man who made it. So we'll go with that. That would be God.
Yeah, that's a good assumption, and I think it's the truth.
There you go. No
Like
problem
none
there.
of it belongs in the realm of science. Even you can't. Can you do other than just look at it?
Yeah.
Well, if you're NASA, you can send a probe to the sun, and if you can land a moon rover on this rock in the sky.
You just go at night, man.
Oh yeah.
Better be at the Mars before sundown.
Here, let's just take first principles. Okay.
Yep.
Let's just go to very simple first principles.
Sure.
Okay. And let's go to the basic scientific method.
Oh, yes, please.
So let's review what the scientific method is.
Yeah.
What is the scientific method?
Observable, repeatable, testable, with an independent variable and a fixed variable. Something that's done in
Well,
nature.
no, that's not what the scientific method. Let's just follow what is the scientific method.
That is practically what it is.
Yeah, but this is brilliant, like because Dave doesn't know it, and then when Shiva tries to tell Dave, he gets it wrong and all.
Yeah. Well, in a colloquial sense, Dave was right, although he isn't 100% right, correct. But he had words that resemble the scientific method. You know what I mean?
But that's what scientific method were, though, not what.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah. So Shiva was correct telling him that's not, but like you said, Shiva's going to get it wrong too.
Well, at least you got a dependent and independent variable. At least that's the
I'm
only thing
happy
you got.
about that. Happy about that.
What's the first step in the scientific method?
Observe.
You tell me where you want to go with this.
Well, I think we need to follow the framework, what we're going to use to get to truth.
Observe
Sure.
the
So the
natural
scientific-
phenomena. Very simple. Come on, Dave. You should know this.
Method, because otherwise it's just everyone's just talking over each other.
Sure.
The scientific method says first you come up with a hypothesis.
No. You observe a natural phenomena. Then you do your research. Then you come up with a hypothesis and prediction. Then you do experiment.
Yeah, but what's he hypothesizing over?
Exactly. You first need to observe before you can do a hypothesis. Wow.
Why you would go for the hypothesis if you did not observe anything interesting?
Exactly.
That's simple.
Well,
You can't have an
your
hypothesis.
is what you think will happen when you
Just common
manipulate,
sense, you know. But
your cards.
fortunately, he's going by the things which he has learned in MIT and other places, and that's what they teach them. So that's what he's basing his opinion on. And unfortunately, he can't see it because we are all programmed, and because he thinks he's so good because he was in MIT, he sees it as his god.
Well, Janos, my dad graduated from MIT. He got a bachelor's degree in physics from there.
I
And,
bet you can find a citation from MIT though that tells you accurate steps at scientific method.
Yeah, QE's got one on his site. He has it there. It doesn't tell you what they're going to say. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, hey, how we doing, guys?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Groovy, sir.
So, what did they do to science to make it so convoluted, and why? That's the question. I mean, that's
Pseudified
basically.
Yeah. They pseudified it.
It's like Sudafed.
Yeah, it's like Sudafed. I prefer ibuprofen medicine.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? Sudafed? Is it not ibuprofen medicine?
No, it's sinus medicine. And
sinus, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Get the head cold, grab you 2 tablets, you're good for today.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, what boys over here were doing were cooking meth out of it because it's got amphetamine in it. So they would go buy at the pharmacy and cook it down.
We're not allowed
to enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
They got rid of all those gangs out of around where you're at. I heard the ICE people came in and grabbed them up. They're gone now, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they did. The Venezuelan gangs that were harassing apartments. Yeah.
I would love to see Dr. Shiva talk about thermodynamics.
Oh my god.
I'm actually surprised Dave hasn't brought it up yet to him.
Step 1.
Sure.
You can have a hypothesis that the Earth is round or the Earth is flat. Or the Earth is...
That's not a hypothesis.
No.
That's not a hypothesis. That's not the first step, and it's not a hypothesis. Sorry, Shiva. That's wrong. What exactly did he get his PhD in at MIT, may I ask? Is it computer sciences?
He's an engineer, I think.
Okay, that explains it. That's why he doesn't know what the scientific method is.
Yeah.
Computer science.
Well, that's why he's a gravity obsessed as well.
No, I should look it up, see if he's got it, what his degree is in. Hold on.
Let's actually look here.
Apparently, your email at the top, it says Flatzoid instead of Flatzoid.
No, don't say that.
Flatzoid.
Flatzoid. It does actually. Flatzoid@gmail.com.
Oh, you know what? Remove. Flatzoid.
So Zod from Superman, he was a flat earther then. He was a flat earther, Zod. Nice.
From Flat Krypton.
Yeah, flat Krypton.
Do you have the ice castle at the North Pole Flats?
Okay, Dr. Shiva.
So, Fortress of Solitude.
He's the inventor of email, candidate for US president, and polymath. Holds 4 degrees from MIT and is a world-renowned system scientist. He is Fulbright scholar, Lamelson MIT Awards finalist, first outstanding scientist and technologist of Indian origin, STIO, Washington House Science Talent Honors Award recipient, and was nominated for the U.S. National Medal of Technology and Innovation. So, yeah, he's in engineering technology. That's where he got his qualifications. That explains why he doesn't know what the scientific method is.
So, if you're an engineer, how would you test the Earth to be a flat or a ball? That would be the best way to go about it, right?
I think the best way to know if it's a globe or not is you first measure to see if there's curve. No measurement, it already shows no curve, so therefore not a globe.
Do you measure that with optics, or do you measure that with the physical?
In flat a requirement to do any kind of measuring on Earth anywhere.
You got to start somewhere, right?
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, the
start it
whole
flat.
reason we are flat earthers is because we don't observe this earth curve they claim. We don't observe this earth spin that they claim. And we don't observe an open system that they claim with this fantasy gravity that's never gone through the scientific method in the first instance.
Yes, and more than that, it's not even about observing that. Even if you're looking into their claims, we can't find any evidence supporting their claims that there is curvature
Mm-hmm.
because we did our research. So, what's the research? It's researching. So, something was already discovered. We are just discovering that again.
Hey, John Thor in the house. How's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you could make it. By the way, guys, hit the likes, share the show. Let everybody know we are live. You guys rock. Okay.
Sure.
Whatever. You know, multi-dimensional. Okay, it's not Earth. It's maybe 15th dimensional, whatever that is.
What?
Okay. Then the next thing you do,
Why does it sound
You
like he's talking
agree-
about string theory?
No, he just said that he doesn't care what it is, if it's 15 dimensional, if it's flat or globe. He just said
Yeah,
that.
but if he's
he doesn't
thinking
care.
about 15 dimensions, whatever, he's thinking about
No,
string.
I think he misunderstood this one. He was just saying he doesn't care at this point what it is. He just want to start from the beginning to figure it out what it is. So scroll it back so you will find out.
Yeah, but my point is you don't need to talk about string theory at all. Even if you don't care what the
That's
shape
true,
is.
that's true, yeah.
String theory has got nothing to do with it.
There's no evidence for a string universe, anyways. I don't know what they're talking about.
There's no evidence for a dimension.
No.
Other than where we live now.
There's more definition for a supernatural world than anything else beyond this.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't make it more dimension.
No.
Dimension is just mathematical.
agree that you're going to do an experiment.
Sure.
The methodology of an experiment. Step 2.
No.
Then you gather data from that experiment.
Sure.
No. You got it all wrong. You first observe a natural phenomena. Okay, then you do research on that natural phenomena. Then you create a hypothesis and prediction. You then do an experiment. Then you take that data and analyze it. This guy's like skipping steps, hopping up and back, forward and forward, left, right, and center here. Has he even presented what his hypothesis was in the first instance?
Not yet.
Well, they're talking out of shape, aren't they? It'd have to be what caused shape or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that's my whole point. Shape is not science. So what is his observed natural phenomena? What is his cause? What's his IV in shape?
I don't think you can get one. There just is a shape or there isn't. That's an is or question. Is it flat or is it round?
Yeah.
Okay, and you agree what data you're going to gather.
Sure.
So once that's step 3 in the scientific method. Once you gather that data, you organize that data, and then you produce a model from that data, what that data gives.
Sure.
No. No, you haven't gone through any method to get to that. You only produce a model after it has had the analyzing of the data, which you first require to do science, which you haven't done yet. Why is Dave just agreeing with him?
I think he wants to keep this interview going. That's why.
No, but even if he wants to keep the interview going, you correct the guy. Say, no, that's not correct.
Is Dave intimidated by Shiva?
Yes, because it's
appears
he says
that
himself,
way.
this guy is from MIT, so he has more knowledge in the matter of science, in general meaning. That's why he's probably not pushing, or maybe he doesn't want to step on his finger and let him speak. I have no idea.
Well, Shiva's also kind of he gets a little perturbed if you don't respond to him like he's a big cat in the box, you know.
true.
Because when I talk to him, I was just talking to him like I would anybody else. I don't give a shit who you are. or who you think you are. You're just another swinging dick to me. I'll just, that's all it is.
100% agree.
Yeah.
He takes a shit in the toilet like the rest of us. He eats food like the rest of us.
He came out of his mom's womb just like everybody else, right? Yeah.
So yeah.
Nothing special.
If that data matches your hypothesis, you say, great.
Also, data is not supposed to match hypothesis. The data is supposed to match the experiment. What? This guy, I'm sorry. We're going to have to pause every 2 seconds he talks because he's got everything wrong.
Yeah. So, I think you're right about the experiment. It's just like it's never going to match what your hypothesis is unless you're spot on and very smart and bright. So, if they all across the board, that's why you do the experiment, right? To figure out whether the hypothesis is right.
Exactly. Because how it works, and you observe a natural phenomenon. Then you're like, I wonder what has caused what I just observed, this phenomena. Okay? You look to see if anybody else has worked any hypothesis or experiment based on this phenomena. Has anybody else observed it as well? Then you take that and you create your own hypothesis. And you say, I think this is the cause for that observed phenomena. You then go and do an experiment on that, and you see if it validates what your prediction was. If it validated or not, then you take the data, you analyze it, then it goes for peer review, and then you guys go and you do more systematic experiments. And then once it becomes theory, scientific theory, you then create a scientific model based on the data. This guy has everything totally wrong from the get-go.
This is why you believe in globe, though, because you're following pseudoscience, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
And if it always does that, it becomes a law eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's that's
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
what we
point
got.
to it.
Yeah, but you don't science a natural law, do you?
No, they just call it a law. I mean, that's why when it comes like people, I've seen people also misconstrue natural law with scientific law.
Mhm.
They try and say they're the same thing, which is not true. Natural law is just a tendency. It's an observed tendency. We don't really know what the cause of that law is, what it causes it. Like entropy. What causes entropy, guys?
Yeah.
No one will know.
I mean, I'd have a stab in the dark and say it's something that God
did,
included in creation,
Yeah.
like to work towards how we wanted creation to act.
I just say it's something that was set off supernaturally when God, like Michael said, definitely. I mean, as to try and explain what it is you can't as a substance. You just it's just a thing that happens, you know.
Well, everything wants to return to a neutral state. That's basically it. Hot to cold, young to old, high to low. It's just everything wants to equal out. It's just the nature of nature.
Yeah.
The nature of nature. That's a good one. I like that. We'll save that one. We'll put that with the dehydrated water.
So like saying that, then entropy could be part of sin.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously when Adam and Eve were in Eden, they didn't get old, did they? So they were
right. It could be the wages of sin is in death, because I mean, entropy. I mean, we waste away. That's death, isn't it?
Yes.
It could be.
Could use a word like curse or the curse.
I mean, maybe entropy is the mark of Cain. Yeah, symbolizes it.
I believe I have something here that's true.
All right, let's do it. I have one right here.
Let's just go through, because a lot of people didn't learn this in third grade.
Yeah,
I'm taking you didn't learn it either.
Which is, and I don't think the educational system teaches this anymore. And then once you,
that's false. Actually, they do teach it. My 9-year-old daughter's school books are already trying to teach the scientific method, which has observation first.
Yeah. Every major college and university has the scientific method on record, and they teach it in their classes. Yeah.
They do
I don't know
teach
what
it.
he's talking. Yeah.
You can go on the internet now and type in scientific method for children, and they give it from grade 3.
Yeah.
I kind of remember it for the most part.
Although it's not in great detail compared to when you get to junior and universities, but it's good enough. Obviously, he didn't learn the grade 3 level, which is just telling you what step 1 is.
If you prove that your data and that model matches your hypothesis, then you would do another experiment.
Correct.
And you iterate over and over and over again. And if you
I'm always
say
triggered by word
that it's
proof. Let's stick to the word evidence. If you have evidence, let's don't use the word proof. There is no 100% proof for anyone for anything. There is evidence which can be accepted for some people as a proof, and for some people not. There is no 100% proof for anything. I'm just always sick of it.
You're producing enough, you say, at this point in time, based on the data we have a law that the Earth is XYZ, okay?
Law.
Except you got jokers making up laws on shit that's not even proven. It's just ridiculous.
They did it with Newton, didn't they? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He should have just stuck to those cookies, man, and he was doing all right with that. And then he had to do that gravity shit.
I want to know, what is a scientific law got to do with shape? How does a scientific law determine shape?
Yeah, that's geometry.
Yeah, but he's saying it's shape dependent. I mean, let's go back. Make sure that's what he said.
Shit.
We have a law that the Earth is XYZ, okay?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
There's no law that says the Earth is XYZ, the Earth is a triangle or a pyramid or a sphere or a flat Earth. There's no law that says it. No scientific law that says
I
it.
know. I mean, I think he's mixing law with something else. Bullshit.
There's a lot more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Glenn Sell says the first step is to ask a question. The thing is, to ask a question, you first have to observe.
Yeah, what are you questioning? Like, I mean, I could say, how big's that football? You know, that's no good, is it?
I mean, you even got experiments that come out of, you even got observations that come out of experiments that you didn't expect. Like, you can do an experiment and there is something else that happens that you didn't expect. That's an observation again, which you can create another hypothesis for.
Yeah, the scientific method is a continuing thing. You'll get to the cause eventually. Well, I just throw an example. The higher in altitude you get, or the closer to the sun you get, you would expect it to get warmer, right? But it doesn't get warmer at higher altitudes. So to figure out why it doesn't, you need to experiment with what the air is made out of, why it gets colder the higher you get. Yeah, that would be an experiment, right? Test that hypothesis.
So you're trying to figure out why it gets colder the higher you get up.
Yeah. So, what would be the reason for it? So, it should get warmer the closer you get to the object that you're actually believe it's causing the warmth that you're getting.
And your cause for this is lack of medium.
That would be my first deduction, and that's what I've come to myself just thinking about it. Yeah. And how would you test that out? Yeah.
You can test it out because you can have a heat source and you can remove the medium to see if it changes any temperature variation.
It's a good hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
And then test it and see if that's the reason. And if it is, it is. That would be a.
And just to point out, that could just be one evidence for that. There could be multiple different causes for that to happen.
And say if you're lower and that same heat source is pushing down on you and you have different gases, that's probably a cause for heat here as it goes.
Yeah. Anyway, we hopping into the fringe territory of science here.
Can I just
Oh, yeah.
quickly say
Very borderline. Yeah.
Can I just quickly say to Heron song? Yeah, no, that's cool, Heron. But you can stream. I know you've got 40 subs and you need 10 more to stream 50, but that's only on your mobile. If you've got a computer, you can stream anytime. You can have
Well, I'm
0
gonna go.
subs.
I don't know if I'm not. Let's see. Am I sub to Heron?
I'm not sure. She needs
Yeah.
10
I'm going
more.
to sub now. There we go. Sub
There you
Heron. I didn't realize I wasn't subbed.
She needs 10 more and she can stream
Yeah.
from her phone. But yeah, you can stream from your computer if you've got one without having 50 subs. But from your phone, you need 50 if that's what you're on about.
I'll give
Yeah.
her a sub too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
There's-
sub. I'm already subbed
Go
to
for
her.
it, dude.
Yeah,
There's
I'm already
Heron's
subbed.
channel, guys. Go and subscribe to Heron.
I've already subbed. I didn't know.
That'd be cool.
Okay. Let's carry on.
I played some of them. I played one of her songs today in my stream. It's brilliant.
Oh,
Didn't realize she was
good.
She's
fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
good. I like her.
Good.
Got a lot of bluesy sound to it, kind of folky. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Got it.
So let me give you an example just to be so let's just set the framework of science here. And or we agree the framework's not true. First, in biological and engineering systems, you manipulate a system of some kind, then you measure the
At
data.
least he gets right. You have to manipulate, but not the manipulate the system of some kind. You manipulate the independent variable, the presumed cause. So he's half and half there. But yeah.
From that system, and then you mine that data, and then you model it. It's called the 4 M's.
Okay.
So manipulate, measure, mine, and model. If the model matches your hypothesis, you continue. If it does,
no. That's pseudoscience. If the model matches your hypothesis, you continue. No. The model is supposed to match the data that was observed
but
through the experiment.
that means you've already got your model before you experiment.
And that's exactly, we just explained the globe. This is why the globe is pseudoscience, because they base everything off of a model.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mix it up, don't they? They do it back to front and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's ad hoc too. It's like a lot of their explanations don't match. And what I was trying to say earlier, pointing out that I was just saying that we live in a dynamic system, and that's definitely a thermodynamic system, right? That's been proven.
You got your 50 subs, Aaron. Woohoo.
Oh,
So,
she
yeah.
got there?
You got your 50 Aaron.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Mhm.
Nice.
I actually laughed today. One of the, the regular trolls on my channel is like, you can't say it's a dynamic system because thermodynamics only deals with 3 types of systems: open, closed, and isolated systems.
In his comment, he put 2 systems and then named 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, how dumb can you be if you don't understand what a dynamic system means?
I know.
It's craziness.
doesn't. You have to throw away your hypothesis was false. It doesn't matter
Right.
whether you're wearing a red hat, a blue hat. Doesn't matter how wealthy you are. It doesn't matter if you're good looking or not. You're just fucking wrong.
Yep.
So,
That's
I
So I
think
got
this
one
is-
for you. I have one for you. An
No,
example.
no, but wait. Do you agree this is a scientific?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
Yep.
No. No. Let me say it again. No.
No.
Nah,
Nah.
nah, nah.
You're not supposed to agree with him, Dave. You're supposed to tell him, no, that's wrong. Gosh,
You
come
know what?
on.
I got a question.
He's so indecisive. He doesn't know how to say no, and he doesn't know how to say yes. I'm 100% sure the Earth is flat. He doesn't know how to say it. He's so indecisive. He's so fickle.
Yeah. Does Shiva have a lot of influence, like in the world at large? So I'm thinking that Dave's just brown nosing here to get this guy on board with his projects and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't
So-
care if you're brown nosing someone. Just be honest with him and say, sorry, that's not correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you. Stand up, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So now if someone says the Earth is round, okay, or someone says the Earth is flat, they have to propose an experiment
Let's do it.
that
Well,
everyone.
Again, that's not
Well,
science.
there's that word again, round. I'm sick of hearing this
Circle is
when
round.
they're describing a globular Earth.
Yeah.
Round's just not good enough.
And by the
No,
way,
it's
the
not,
globe is not
specific,
round.
not specific enough.
By the way, the globe is not round. It's oblate.
Well, that as well.
This is-
Or a geoid, or
Maybe
Geoid
they
is what they
maybe-
try to
or, a
maybe
say.
they did-
or a spheroid,
Maybe they didn't
or,
learn
or
this in
whatever.
geometry, but oblate and round are two different shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
One's a bit squishy.
That's assuming that you're antipodal from the south and the north. That's the
Mhm.
only. Yeah.
Joseph even says, it would be nice if we could deconstruct step by step how the scientific method is conducted instead of yelling no. I already went through it.
I'm saying.
Maybe go back to the beginning of the stream.
I'll just Google it, like.
Or Google
Yeah.
it,
one agrees to.
I
Okay.
got it.
And then they go. So before we go there was a recent experiment that was done in Antarctica, right?
It was not
yeah. Yes, please tell him it's not explained. Thank you. Thank you. Before I say something.
an experiment. It was an
Well,
observation of a light in the
Okay.
sky under very sketchy circumstances. Let me show you
No,
an
no, no, no.
experiment.
But that too. But Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, that is an experiment
No, it's
because
It's not.
it is.
No.
An experiment is where you propose.
Mhm.
Even how you propose to observe data is an experiment. Okay.
No.
Also not. No.
No.
Just because you propose data doesn't make it an experiment. What's wrong with this guy?
I don't understand how that makes an experiment to propose data.
But what?
Yeah,
Well, it's like astronomy, isn't it? Like they think looking is an experiment.
You can't manipulate anything with just looking at it. You have to do something to it to get a cause and effect
You
relationship.
can manipulate it. You can manipulate where your vision's going to. That's about it. You can't manipulate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
So we're in the wrong category. Is basically what it is. And people will just buy it as science because they didn't look up the method. They don't care.
Exactly. We'll just call it what it's not because that's what they were taught.
Saab, is there a scientific possibility that hydrogen and helium collapse in on themselves in the middle of nothing and burst into flames and then burn forever?
Well, because in the magical
vacuum.
realm of space, anything is possible.
Oh,
Of course.
anything? Oh, I'm
Anything.
going to
You
space.
can have anything
Yeah.
going on out there. You can have Martians and aliens and burning balls of gas in a vacuum and all kinds of crazy shit. It's because it's, whatever your imagination can come up with. You might as well. You can just make up shit. Oh, I see
Johnny
this
Rotten.
happening, and I think it's because of this. Oh, okay. Well, that's science. There you
Well,
go.
remember-
Did you test it? No, I didn't test it. We just said that and saw some shit happen and said, hey, prediction. Wow.
But remember, physics in space is not the same as physics on Earth.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
of course.
Yeah,
It's like in your imagination or cartoon land. It's not normal there either. Like in the coyote, in the Roadrunner, you don't fall until you look down and notice that the ground is gone. You're just hanging there and you look down and go, oh, whoops, hold up a little sign and
Yeah,
fall.
of course.
Hey, Martinique in the house. How's it going, man?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Where's she?
Flat thumbs up. There you go.
Yeah, guys, hit the likes, share the show, please. Really, really does help. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes again. Okay.
You're saying I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to collect this data, and then I'm going to do this, this, and this to mine that data to model it. So I haven't even looked into the math of this or any of this. I have 4 engineering degrees, right? And this is what we do. Engineers can't lie like scientists can. Engineers have to
They
build
can't.
stuff that works.
Yep.
And so we have to live with the reality of natural laws. Otherwise, you can say all the shit you want, but if something you build doesn't work, it falls out of the sky.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it science. That makes it technology.
No, like I said, we're in a category area to begin with. So
I mean, let's say, for instance, he builds a television, but he forgets to put a transceiver in. It's not going to work. Okay? Does that make it now not a television anymore? No, it's still a television. It just doesn't work because he didn't put the right part in. That's what an engineer does. The engineer figures out, hey, I've built this, but something's not right. I've got to make it work. Then they get the transceiver and put it in and say, oh, I figured it out. Now it works. That's not science, man. That's called problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
That's what engineers do. They do problem solving.
It's blooming when they come.
It was the same when I worked for a textile factory. It was the same when I worked for a textile factory. We bought this big printer, textile printer, and we had to figure out how to get the rollers to work in a certain way. It was trial and error until we figured it out. It was just problem solving. That is what the engineers did. That's what I helped the engineers with. We did problem solving. It's not science.
No.
I don't think God made our world with trial and error.
So it's being practical, scientific, is it? Just practicality. Is it scientific? Is it? It's just being, like you say, it's problem solving. It's being practical, thinking. Let's work this out. It's the same as like when there's going about computer science and all that. I mean, it's technology. It's not science, is it?
No, but I'm pretty sure we can develop things with the scientific method that make things better for technology, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
Scientific method gives data, as you can say, so you're able to create things. I mean, science does help to, how can I say, better technology. Science does help with knowledge to know things, but it's not science to build a computer. You use science to know how to build a computer, but you don't build a computer through science.
No.
Right. So if you go to the experiment that was done, and I believe some non-flat earther and a flat earther was involved in that, can you describe what they agreed to do?
Well, I'd rather talk about the shape of the Earth than the lights in the sky that nobody knows what they are or how far they are.
Sorry?
I heard a good phrase. Knowledge is that you know that the tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is to know that you don't put it in a fruit salad.
Educate people. Some guy agreed to do this experiment with this guy, right?
No, they did not. No one agreed to do an experiment. They agreed to go make an observation of the sky and see what it told us.
Right, but that's an experiment, Dave.
No,
well, it's not because
no, it's not.
That's so dumb.
No.
Told you we're talking like
you would think that the guy who has so many titles from MIT would be wiser.
The more people go to school, the dumber
the more dumb they are.
I swear.
Common sense and logic is just lost somewhere on the way, by programs.
The thing is, he thinks because he has his PhD, he thinks he's superior in knowledge. So he just automatically
he thinks he knows
resets to the default as he's right and Dave's wrong.
Yes, that's his default position.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, why did Dave do this interview to begin with? I don't know.
To be honest, when you watch it all, something good might come up of it. I think so. We will see. I hope so. Anyway, let's watch it further, and maybe you agree with me. We will see. Maybe you have a different take.
The lights in the sky do not dictate the shape of the floor. Like, look up at the lights in your ceiling and tell me if they tell you what shape your floor is. Here's an experiment. Let me show you an experiment.
Let's not talk, Dave. Let's not talk analogies, because analogies in science don't work. Let's talk.
So I got you. So let me.
Whoa! That's hypocritical. Because you just brought up an analogy actually to him, and if he brings it up, then He's wrong.
Because
Yeah,
there is
that
analogy that doesn't work with his implemented perception of reality. That's why he is defending himself. Let's don't bring the analogies.
And I want to point out what Dave's showing on screen now is not experiment either.
No
Observation.
observation.
Me show you an experiment right here. If something doesn't curve, then it's what?
What do
If
you mean
something, if
does not-
something does not curve, then it's flat.
Well, you have to define what
Okay.
curvature
If something
is first.
has no
Oh, wait. You have to define
Oh,
what
come
curve is.
on.
That's an axiom. A curve is what it is. It's a curve. It really is. God damn.
Is that the level of argument Dr. Shiva has? Define what curve is.
Well, I'm going to defend him on this because on railway a curve is like a corner on train.
Yeah, but it's with context, though. Think about it. He knows exactly what the context of curve is. Yeah, he just spoke about the globe Earth curving and the flat Earth is flat. You understand? So he knows the context.
We have a phrase in Polish language, I can't really translate
Yeah.
it perfectly, but it sounds like wise and stupid at the same time, So he's like supposedly he's wise but stupid at the same time.
Only a fool says he is wise.
Mhm.
Well, how would you measure a curve on a sphere surface? You would go from
8 miles.
horizontal to vertical, and yeah, simple.
But let's see how
8 miles.
no curvature,
Is that the sequel to 8 Mile?
then it's flat.
Mhm.
Okay. Here is a lake, right? And we got a camera on a frozen lake. So large bodies of water at rest lie flat. When
Yeah,
they
I
get cold.
can't make out. No, Dave, stop. I don't know what you're showing me here.
I'm
so
going to
let's
show you. You have to give me time to show you.
No, but what I'm saying is I haven't seen this experiment you're showing me.
But
It's
I'm
not an experiment, and he's trying to explain to you what's going on. So maybe just keep quiet for 2 seconds and actually see what he's trying to tell you. Because he's giving you the data you claimed that needs to be presented. Wow.
I'm going to show you, and then you can verify everything, right? And there's tons of videos, so you don't have to go and do it yourself, but you can go do it yourself.
Well, what I'm saying, Dave, time out.
Yeah.
Okay. We agree on a scientific method. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, you've done this with a lot of people. That's great. Okay. I want you to sort of just clean the slate.
Yep.
Okay. And just think in a very clean way. You're talking to an engineer.
Yep.
Who actually has to build stuff and who knows laws. Okay.
Wait, then you should know Pascal's law.
And the
I
question is, what is it? What
All
is the engineer?
So
what
Well, he's an
kind of
engineer,
engineer
so
is he?
therefore it just...
Does the engineer anything to do with the Earth? Does he have any idea? Like, does he build like long highways and bridges? Has he been out and did engineering in that sense?
That is also the thing. You get different types of engineers. It seems to me that he's more of a software engineer than a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
Although he probably
he-
does do mechanical engineering too, but more on the software side.
I got it. Yeah. So he's in the wrong field. He shouldn't be looking into this topic unless he wants to learn surveying or.
Well, when I've seen him doing rounds during CV, I thought he were that kind of doctor where we were talking.
Look, person who thinks knows everything, has answers to everything, he can't learn anything new because he's so inside of his brain, of his own bubble of thoughts, that nothing will come to him because everything will bounce off the bubble of thoughts.
But I mean, if he's a computer engineer, so what? My dad was a computer engineer for Microsoft. What? That didn't make him poop gold bricks.
Oh, he didn't. Oh. I
If
thought
he
that's
did,
what most
man.
guys did.
Tell him I need a couple over here.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's so idiotic. I'm an engineer, so I know laws. No, you don't. You just showed you don't even know anything about the scientific method. The guy has a false sense of confidence just because he has a PhD.
Superior complex.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wouldn't men
Oh,
profess
you
to being
have-
wise? You know.
No, I get it why he acts this way, because look, we have to be honest. He figured out the email, how to write it, how to create it. That's one thing, and he found as well backdoor in the voting machines. So, and Tucker Carlson said nothing about this. Even he knew about it. So they hid it. That's why Biden won the election. That's why now Trump won the election, because it's always controlled. It's never elected. It's always selected, because they are pre-selected for you. You just vote for them. You don't choose people. You don't just choose the person from the people, because they are giving you people you are voting on. But okay, he figured out that there is a backdoor. So that's two good things, you know. I think we should be honest. But because of this, he thinks he is above everyone else, because his ego is very big.
Oh yeah.
Take a clean sheet of paper. We agree on the scientific method. Okay.
Yep. So let me show you my scientific experiment right here.
No, hold on,
Actual
right.
measurements.
So first, your hypothesis
One minute.
is what in this?
How can they both agree on scientific method when neither one of them knows it?
No. And what they're looking for is a logical argument. That's what they need to actually surmise what they're looking at. That's the only way you'll come to a proper conclusion. This isn't science at all. Like a modus tollens would be your best bet.
Yeah.
And that's why the black swan got teeth, dude. It works.
Of course.
From one way, it's good because he's asking questions, basic questions, because he wanna get to the bottom of it. But from the other hand, he doesn't allow Dave to speak. So whenever Dave's open his mouth, even if I'm not his big supporter or any supporter, he doesn't allow him to speak, because it's always 1,000 questions or assumptions or whatever. It's always pointing something that to show off that he's on top of it and he knows more about subject than the guy who is speaking about the subject.
It's just the ego.
But yeah, but if you think about it, he wouldn't want to be shown wrong by Dave. You know what I mean? Because Dave hasn't got PhDs. He's got PhDs. So he's got to look like he's always got the high ground.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothesis is if the Earth is a globe at the size that they tell us, it has a curvature rate. We know it.
That's not science.
Nope.
And he does the thing if at the size they tell us. So it leaves room for it could be a bigger globe when he does that, you know.
The thing is that's not science. Yes, it's logical deduction. If the globe claims this, we show look, it's not true. Therefore, the claim is false. But that's not science. You haven't manipulated the globe to say this. You haven't manipulated your independent variable. What's the independent variable manipulated, Dave?
That rate is based on the Pythagorean theorem, and the best
Right,
formula.
But let's just stop right there. Which are you talking about? So there is the center of this circle. There is a
radius.
Solid. There's mantle and there's a solid mass, and there's an atmosphere around that, right?
Yeah.
The mass that you're talking about has various elevations around it.
Sure.
As you traverse that.
Right. But if we go over water lies level, right? The water does not curve, right? On the ball, they tell us that at the equator, it's 24,901 miles in circumference. So that would be a curvature rate of about 8 inches per mile squared. That actually is
the water also has surface tension.
Oh my God.
Large bodies of water, surface tension.
Wow.
And because surface tension, it curves.
Well,
okay, so large bodies of water has surface tension, guys.
They do? I didn't know that. The meniscus in a beaker has surface tension, or in a glass. Yeah. Let
me ask you something. If I take one drop of water, okay, it's in a sphere because of surface tension, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Now what
air
happens when
pressure's
I put
all around it.
Now what happens when I put 2 drops of water together? It's no longer a sphere.
Yeah.
By Joseph. Asshole.
Is that due to the density of that water? Is it losing its sphericity? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
it's quite amazing. This guy, every time he opens his mouth, he seems to be kind of wrong. But you see, this is the way he talks. He talks in a way that makes it sound like he knows what's going on. So to anybody that doesn't really pay attention or realize it's wrong, will just accept what he says.
I got one point though.
Well-
He just said that there's a mantle, there's a center. Where are they proven this yet? Have they proven a mantle on the Earth or a molten iron core?
They haven't done
Minimal
past 8
assumptions.
miles.
Yeah.
Blago, water lies level, water does not curve. Begging the question, equating level with flat. Well, yeah, I would equate level with flat, absolutely.
Yeah, that's an axiom. A horizontal is having no part higher or lower than the other. That means in a 360-degree radius.
Yeah.
There is,
What I really hate about
That's-
the Shiva, he doesn't know how to listen. So let freaking Dave speak, and then when you have questions, ask them. But let him finish his sentence. Whenever he starts one sentence, he's interrupted nearly straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, small, like a drop of water has surface tension, but a large body of water, anything over a gallon of water, will lie flat at rest, right? And that's fact.
No, I don't. No, I have to think about this.
Yeah.
You're saying it lies.
Think about what? I thought you know laws.
I
So
know.
Pascal's law. You're telling me you don't know what Pascal's law is? Come on.
he doesn't.
No, I
He's
don't.
acting
I
like
admit to
in a
beg the
show. He is
question.
honest guy, He's taking everything into consideration. He's trying to elevate himself. That's his whole persona.
Blago, no, I don't admit to begging the question. I'm just telling you, level is flat. Simple.
Level is
really
a line.
question.
Level is a line defined as having no point higher than the other.
Or only that, exactly.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Must we really bring up the definition for level again?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, should we?
One minute though. It goes on.
Yes, it does conform with the curvature of the liquid portions of Earth's surface,
Which is flat.
which is flat. So that's
Exactly.
true.
Is put on the globe level equals flat. You can't play
On a
words
globe.
on
Yeah.
the globe out of existence.
On a globe.
Let's do this again.
None of them words define a globe.
No.
But I don't know how much time we have to do this for people. Okay, so we're using the Glober's favorite dictionary definition of choice, Merriam-Webster, for level, correct?
Quite a girl, Miriam. I'm telling you.
They love to use this. Okay, let's do it from the beginning again. Because why we don't do cherry picking? We show it all. Okay? So, let's do this. Synonym. What is a synonym, guys?
Something that means the same as the other.
Yeah, it's a word that
Means
two
the
different
same
words
as-
that mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So let's put it this way. So a device for establishing a horizontal line or plane is a synonym for level. Does a horizontal curve, anybody?
No,
No.
it's perpendicular to the surface it's on, right?
And as far as I know, a plane also doesn't curve because a plane is horizontal.
You're playing word games. Don't give a crap what you think level means, globe level. It's not the true meaning of bloody level.
Who is this person that's in
Oh,
chat? anyways?
Blago is just he's one of the
Ignore
old trolls.
Blogger, guys. He's
Just one of the old trolls.
seasoned troll that will
It's
never
dope.
ever understand this.
This is what's known as a testicle goblin.
Yeah.
As you can see,
yeah. Yeah. I was just going to say I don't want to meet it. My testicles are just fine. Yeah.
okay, so this is what he was talking about now with water seeks its own level when at rest. A horizontal condition. Equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of what? Even altitude. Water seeks its own level, which is again a synonym for horizontal. So when Dave shows a frozen lake and the water is level, that means it's a horizontal level lake. Sorry, Globers, we have to literally go like children to you. Okay. This is my favorite one.
One question, Flats. If you freeze a sea or an ocean, would it be level too?
If it was addressed.
Yeah.
And that's why they are called flats, I mean, because the level.
Unless it would be frozen, it would be like a hurricane, and it would be like a wave frozen, then it wouldn't be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so a line or surface that cuts perpendicularly. Let me just show you this. All, not some, not maybe, all plumb lines that it meets, and hence would everywhere coincide with what? The surface of still water. So in other words, a horizontal.
I didn't see the word curve in there at all.
No, you can't have a perpendicular curve.
Yeah.
Or
So it's very simple.
yeah. Convex curve.
Now we move on to a verb. What is a verb?
Doing word, an action word.
Yeah. Yeah. Describes an action. Yeah.
So to make a line or surface horizontal, to make flat or level.
That
So what
that one there has just destroyed Blago totally.
Night Blago.
She let Blago, don't come back.
So my question is, when they go and level a field, for instance, to make a mall or anything, do they curve it or do they make it horizontal? They make it horizontal. Okay, now we go to the favorite part of the Globies. Because the Globies read this and they think, oh, what's an adjective?
It's a describing word.
So it describes. Now remember, we've already had the whole context of the verb and the synonym. Okay? Having no part higher than another. That is an adjective for horizontal, correct? Now look at this. Conforming to the curvature of liquid parts of Earth's surface. What do we just read about the liquid parts of Earth's surface?
Flat and level.
A line or surface that cuts perpendicular all plumb lines. Can you have this happening on a sphere?
No.
Impossible, especially because a perpendicular requires horizontal.
You know, if
perpendicular requires a line, you can't perpendicular arcs. What the hell is that?
If boat were on other foot, right, ballers would be getting in touch with Merriam-Webster saying you need to change that.
Yeah.
I think they might have already done that or tried to.
Yeah. Well, but look what addendum B says, which demonstrably kills everything they claim. Parallel, remember we just read it, perpendicular, so that's parallel with the plane, that's a horizontal line, of the horizon, which is horizontal.
Yep.
So if you had perpendicular train tracks or roads, they would be even to each other going in a straight line, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It works the same from the vertical too. So let's say you have perpendicular to the horizontal, it's going to be a straight line out. it's going to be a flat line.
So yeah, bottom line is there is no curve. So every time a glober wants to claim, yeah, but level means curve, tell them to go back to school. Because they clearly can't read. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. So
wait, stop. Time out. I have to think about that because you have gravitational forces.
No.
Which-
Oh, wow.
Gravity is not a force, so you can't have gravitational forces. And why is he already assuming gravitational forces if they're talking
Because
about
his
scientific
brain was
method?
this way, so he didn't look into it. Before this debate, he should really look into it. He said, "Oh, I've seen the videos." If he would seen the videos and evidence people provide, he wouldn't be Glober. If he would really be as intelligent as he thinks he is, it's very simple.
He has looked into this before.
Yeah, he said that he looked into it, but he's still not convinced. So it means he's not intelligent as he claims he is, as he thinks.
He's playing the game of, well, I haven't looked into it, so I'll have to look into it, so let's move on. You know what I mean?
Omnivore
Because
was on
then
FE.
then he can play it's plausible on doubt. So he doesn't need to worry about it because he doesn't know enough about it.
Even
It's a tactic always used by people that don't want to address an issue. Because they'll rather play and say, I don't know, sorry, so we have to do something else.
Even if we take him to the shreds with our comments, this is still, from this debate might come out something good. If you watch, hopefully you will see the same way, unless they will play with data and they will try to make a mind tricks on people because they want to come out with the planned outcome. So we'll see. But if they will be really on point, that will really be great evidence for the flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I was listening to Omnivore on FED. He was in there arguing for the curvature, and they always use geodetic surveying and put the gravitational constant into the equation to get their curve. It's the same with the relative density disequilibrium. They're always going to throw that gravity equation in there.
Yeah.
It's just a calculation.
But the fact is, the fact that he brings up gravitational forces is because he already knows the argument here.
Can I share a screenshot?
Yeah.
This was Phil Bell talking to Brian's logic. Stop it, Brian. Absolutely nobody has said gravity is a force. Everyone educated in this discipline says that the Earth has a gravitational field and a force is created by the introduction of mass in the gravitational field. Obviously, he's contradicting himself there, but absolutely nobody has said gravity is a force. He also went on to say, absolutely no one who knows what they're talking about has said gravity is a force. So by that logic, Phil Bell, then Dr. Shiva don't know what he's talking about.
That's exactly that.
And I'm going to bring that screenshot up every time I hear a glober say gravity is a force.
So if a gravitational field doesn't cause any kind of force, but there is a gravitational field, but it's not a force.
Okay, so we've got up to 148 votes, guys. Dr. Shiva and Dave understand scientific method. Yes, 20%. No, 43%. Not sure, 20%. But they do, but they stay dishonest, 16%. Guys, can we get 100 likes? We're only 39 away. Let's do this. Come on. Thank you. Share the show too.
Well, I'll have to change into PJ Crooker.
Well, let's listen to the guy's excuse as he tries to claim, oh, but gravitational force will make a level curve, which we just read the level definition, which disagrees with you, man.
Can I get a proof for that force?
Bodies of water.
I can't get a
right.
proof.
So if the Earth is, let me help you with that. They tell us the Earth is 70% water, so that water can't be flat. It would have to curve around the Earth. It would have to curve if the Earth.
Yeah, but also you have to understand, Dave, when you bring that argument up, it's based on water at rest seeks equilibrium. The oceans aren't at rest, Dave. So it's a mute argument when you make that point. That's why I like that you brought up the frozen lake, because it's at rest. But the oceans itself is not at rest, mate. Sorry.
But even if it's not at rest, he still can't curve.
There's a ball.
Yeah, it's still,
No.
isn't it?
No, it still can't curve.
What about when the sea looks like glass?
Yeah, you get those points where it looks very flat. It's flat.
It has to
I
be
would love someone. I mean, didn't they do surveying on the Suez Canal before?
Yeah.
And it was
flat.
how much thousands of kilometers of horizontal?
I don't know the exact amount, but yeah, pretty much the whole thing.
And then I got a question for the Globies. Does the water flow uphill or downhill?
Well, that's where gravity comes in. Flats, it's held into the center of mass.
If you were stood in middle at Suez Canal, it should be flowing opposite each side here, shouldn't it? If a sphere curves away in every direction from where you're stood, then water should be going both ways.
Yeah, but that brings a paradox. If you got Johnny standing on this side of the sphere and Sally standing on this side, to Johnny, where it's going down, the water's going downhill. Let's put it this way. I actually have to draw it again on paint.
Oh, paint. By the way, is Sean watching?
Woo! We haven't done paint in a while, so.
I know. Oh, you haven't.
Instead of paint, I prefer pint.
Okay, so let's put their beloved sphere, because this puts in a paradox for them. We're going to have Johnny standing here. See, he's on the top of his sphere. Okay? Correct?
Yeah, but how do you know that's the top, though? If you're in space, that could be the bottom.
It's on an axis.
Let's say we are outside of it and we look from the outside.
It doesn't matter. The point is, it doesn't matter. You can have Sally standing here. To her, she's on the top of the sphere. Because every point tangent from your feet is downhill on a sphere, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta have a tangent.
Yeah, we can have Ollie standing there or whatever. And just for the down under, we can have the Chris's or whatever. There we go.
Oi, oi. Yeah.
Oi, oi. Okay, so to Johnny, the water's flowing downhill. Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Sally, is the water supposed to flow downhill as well?
Well,
Or is it
It depends which way Sally's looking.
Because that
Like
kind of
everything-
contradicts itself, doesn't it?
Uphill, downhill.
Sally might be an idiot.
Because last time I checked, if I had to throw a cup of water on a sphere, it goes down away from my feet. That would contradict these two, because if Johnny's going away from his feet, that means it's going uphill towards Sally.
Yeah.
And the other way around.
It's all about the reference point at this point.
Has anybody witnessed this in reality? Come on.
Nope.
No.
Because it's not a sphere.
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
What I'm saying is that I have to do some thinking about this, because when you look at a object it's a deformable liquid, okay?
Yeah,
It
but
can undergo
calm water at rest lies flat,
but you
and it
have
would
different-
have to conform to the curve of the Earth. Otherwise, it will be a sheet that shoots off into space.
No, but what I'm saying is the nature of that curvature, okay, or that deformation, because it is a elastic fluid, will vary. You agree?
No, I disagree. Because large bodies
Why
of
would it
water
vary?
at rest lie flat, right? So if we had a lake a mile long, if you're standing at one end,
Okay, but you have different forces on objects, right?
Well,
He wanna
He's got the
sound
same
intelligent
object.
all the
It's a
time.
damn lake. It's exactly the same object.
He can't even agree on to the facts. It always stays
see.
freaking flat.
But you see, that's
Wow.
this is. But I mean, it's ice. Okay, it's a frozen lake. Okay, the test is, remember, that's just saying he's a hypocrite because he tried to say, well, if you test it out, it doesn't care if you wear a blue hat or an orange hat or whatever. So now he's doing this test, okay, and he's telling you it's a frozen lake of water. According to Pascal's law, it lies flat and level. It's a horizontal. So if we do a measurement and it shows no curve, that means there's no curved earth.
Well, I like what Dave's doing. He's going with the rate that it should curve at, and it's not, and he's going to hold them to it. Finally, he's growing a pair of balls in this argument. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just wish that Shiva would give Dave more opportunity to actually present.
Well, he's been holding them back this whole time. It's been like 2 or 3
Yeah,
minutes
everybody
since he's had
interrupting.
this up.
Yeah, look, he let Dave in the beginning spout nonsense. That's the norm. But as soon as Dave can actually bring something of substance, he wants to shut him down.
Globbers, you would definitely like it. Just get over it. It's flat as fuck.
You're just talking about the alleged force of gravity, but when water is at rest, it lies flat. That's how engineers measure the level is
Right,
with
but so
water
you're
level.
assuming there's no other forces at all.
Well, when you're looking at a lake or a reservoir or something where the water is calm, it's lying
So
flat.
in this model,
He's not listening to you, Dave. He's trying to. How can I, he's trying
Sound
to
intelligent.
Yeah, he's very subtly trying to obfuscate from your observation you're presenting. Because now he's trying to make you talk about forces, which you literally said is not really there. It's just an assumed force there. He wants you to talk about forces now instead of, hang on, let's see if we measure curve or not. That's it. He should just stopped him there and said, let's just see if there's curve. How's that? You should just say that. And then you take it, so okay. But as far as we know, based on natural law, water lies flat when it's level, when it's at rest. And because this is a frozen lake, it is at rest. And it has horizontal and it has no curve to it. So therefore, the claim of oblateness has just been debunked. Again,
Yeah,
not science.
Can I use their logic for a minute? Mass attracts mass, according to modern science. Yeah. So water has mass, right? It's attracting it to itself, right? Yeah. That's what he's going to go with.
Mass attracts mass, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Math attracts math.
Can I give you some meatballs with that?
Yeah. So every time I walk past something, it should be attracted to me, regardless, on that level.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see. I'm still trying to figure out why mountains don't have more gas than the open fields next to them, because that's a large, damn big thing of mass. A mountain is a huge block of mass, but the air is not attracted to it. Nope. Why has it got the same amount of pressure next to an open field? I mean, come on.
in your hypothesis, it's more than just a hypothesis. You're excluding gravity. You're excluding any other.
Why must you have gravity? Gravity is not a thing. It's a belief. You haven't shown gravity through science.
That's what I said before. He still believes in gravity. And he claims he's seen multiple videos. If he would, he wouldn't even bring this claim as gravity, because he would know that flat earthers say there is no gravity. So I don't think so. Yes. He's seen multiple videos in a matter of things related to flat earth. I don't think so.
But hopefully Dave actually picks us up on him and tells him, no, gravity is not a thing. And even if gravity was there, it wouldn't change the fact That level is horizontal. That means no curve.
So this
I
is
certainly am. I certainly am. Let me
Right,
ask you a
so-
question. If something is moving at a constant speed, forget whether the speed is changing or not, but it's turning, it's not going on a linear path. That curve, that turn is equal to acceleration. Do you agree with that?
What I'm saying is that you have to lay out the problem very clearly. You're being very
I'm
to your
trying to
own
lay it out, but
detriment.
you haven't
No, but
allowed me to show
He
you
dodged
yet.
the
no, but
question.
I'm trying to say, Dave, you have to
Yeah.
lay
You
it.
know, he's already moving on. You see, he successfully got him off of there. You should have stayed on there, Dave.
He had him.
Yeah, he had him. That's why he was squirming. Shiva was squirming there. Instead, now he's trying to move on to now Coriolis. Oh, man.
Wow. It would have came down to this: prove your gravity, your force you're talking about,
But
and
I
how
think
it
so.
affects the
If
natural world.
Dave would push him further on this, Shiva wouldn't agree for the experiment with the people involved from the MIT. So
But that's when
I think
Dave-
he's playing a bit, So I hope so. I just give him benefit of the doubt. So if people from the MIT will come and then they produce the documentation and the so-called experiment, so it might be helpful. We'll see.
what experiment for what though?
Listen further. So we'll go to
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah, we're going to go through that. But like I'm saying, what Dave should have done there was keep him on what's going on and say, listen, yeah, you and me both now went and agreed on the scientific method, even though it was wrong. Okay. And you clearly said that if I present data that doesn't match what you claim, then you are wrong, even where you wear a hat or whatever. And he should say yes. Now he says, okay, I'm presenting a hypothesis, which is anyway not a hypothesis. And gravity is not part of that hypothesis because it hasn't gone through science. Therefore, it shows results. Now, the thing is, Shiva is going against his own word where he says, well, you're making a model, and if it doesn't match what you say, it doesn't care what you think. Shiva's trying to make excuses saying gravity, because he knows it's going to show horizontal.
I agree with you. But what would happen, that's my assumption, and I think I'm close to the truth, because if Dave would do that, he would destroy Shiva's ego. And when it happened, then he would be defensive. And nothing.
Yeah, but he's already defensive.
Yeah.
He's already defensive. But it doesn't matter if you destroy his ego. The point is, hold the guy in the squirm. You made a claim. You made, how can I say it? He's made a standard. Shiva made a standard. So keep him to these standards.
I've got different.
It's a bigger thing over here, because if he brings the people from the MIT, which is so-called science, they're scientific and so on, and the whole world thinks they are the best and so on. So if they do experiment, maybe it will be worth it.
To do what? Because MIT is not going to come out and prove
experiment.
flat Earth. I hope you're not thinking that.
Maybe something will pop up in a good way for the flat Earth.
MIT to come out and do that and kill half of people's jobs in MIT.
Yeah, that's true.
It's never going to happen. It's just same as like you would have never gone to Antarctica and come back and be able to say there were no 24 hours.
Exactly.
Never going to happen.
I agree.
I can spoil it. I can tell you that they have agreed for the expert to make an experiment. So maybe something will come up with it from it. Maybe not everything will be good, but maybe some of it, and later will for our benefit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if he went to MIT or not. Dave should have stuck to that and shown the observation to prove the guy wrong about his globe.
Dave should have.
That's the whole point.
Of course, he's wrong because
Dave should have had a better understanding of things that he's talking about when dealing with someone like Shiva in the first place. If Dave had some understanding on science, then he would be able to attack Shiva, destroy him, sod his ego. Ego is what needs destroying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think there will be much more exposure to the flat Earth if he just destroyed Shiva rather than, I don't want to hurt your ego.
Yeah, that's good approach. You're correct.
Think about it.
Yeah.
What would have been the headlines? PhD destroyed by a nobody.
Well, this is where
But
I go back to the Brown.
now it's like the nobody came on and succumbed to PhD destroying him. So, in other words, it just stays the same. It doesn't get anywhere. You just had a flat earther on. The flat earther couldn't back up his claims. That's all it shows now, because he just didn't man up and say, listen, yeah, Shiva, you made a standard, so let's keep to it. That's it.
Yeah, and here's my observation that proves it. Ta-da. Yep.
You see, but that's probably why I don't be able to get on with these people, because I will tell them straight to their face, listen, yeah, you're bullshitting people. I don't give a shit what they think.
So this is my question. How is Dave getting on with these people?
It's more like satire almost the way it's going now. It's just
It's almost like he's got an agent that sets him up.
You can't
with
look
these
at
things.
it any other way than it's set up so that it makes Flat Earth look daft. There's no other way you can look at it.
But that's what I'm saying. Dave had him on the ropes. Now, why is he changing the subject? Why? For what reason?
well, obviously he couldn't get nowhere with this one, so here we go to the next one.
No, he had him on the ropes. He literally didn't have no reason to change the subject.
Yeah, but he's obfuscating the whole time to the topics. Like, oh, we're going to forces. You're not accounting for all these other. What other forces, dude? We're talking about the Earth. It's just what it is. You know? Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much more avenues he could have gone to, keeping in exactly what the topic was. And he could have put it back to, let me show what I observed. He could have even asked him, okay, since you don't want to see it, can we then announce that you're too scared to see the results? He could have even done that. Then Shiva would have to make a distinction and a statement, say, okay, yeah, I'm too scared to look at it, or let's just be a man and look at it. Then he would show him, listen, there's no measured Earth curve. Then he would have to try and make excuses again why there's no measured Earth curve. And then he can say, well, you're a hypocrite because you just made a claim that if I do by your standards, it doesn't care what you believe. So therefore, you're a pseudoscientist.
Well, he'd lose credibility in front of his audience right then. That's what he does.
I don't know why everybody's worrying about the guy's credibility and pride and ego and shit. So what?
Yeah.
Why is everybody worrying about that? Forget about the guy's damn pride and ego and credibility. People don't need to stick up for this guy. He's a moron.
Yeah. I agree. But that's what he's worried about. Shiva's worried about his credibility. That's why he's so defensive, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about Dave. Dave is supposed to be attacking the guy, not worrying about his ego, not worrying about his whatever to try and talk to him in future. It's got nothing to do with anything. If you want truth, like Dave said in the beginning, he's about truth. Well, then he would tell him the truth and say, listen, yeah, dude, what you're doing is wrong.
Yep.
Well, he is a truther by definition. He was part of the baby truther with Jaren and the rest of them.
Like when he came on our show and told us Jaren and what's it is not a shill, begging for them. No, they're not a shill, guys.
Oh God.
I think we're beyond questioning whether they're shills, surely.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It out very clearly because all the stuff out there, I'm willing to look at it in a very clean way.
Sure.
But I don't really care for all the shit out there. What I'm trying to say is let's define the problem.
Yep.
In a very precise way.
Okay.
And the definition of the problem definition is very hard to do.
No, it's not. It's simple. He presented. You claim Earth curve. Look, he has a measurement that shows no Earth curve. Voila.
That's pretty cut and dry.
That's cut and dry, simple. You claim curve. Look, he has observation, measurement, no curve. What now?
Well, you change the definition of curved or level, and one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Definitions don't make reality, though.
No.
Yeah. So the problem definition needs to be done very accurately. You have to lay it out saying, these are my assumptions, or these are my initial variables.
Yeah.
And based on these initial variables, I'm making this hypothesis. So what are your initial variables? There is no gravity. That's one of the things you're just bringing up now.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this, but we can get into what gravity is if you
No,
want.
when you, David, forget gravity, forget round Earth, flat Earth. I'm just saying when you make a
You just told him that they're ignoring gravity, and I saying forget it, and now you.
And now Dave's saying I can tell you what gravity is. What?
Oh man,
We're way off topic.
the pain, guys. I'm sorry, but this is wow.
I told you.
You start with the scientific method, you come with a hypothesis. Then you go down to the methodology that you're going to use to validate your hypothesis, what you call the experiment. Then you're going to say what data I'm going to collect. So if we were to take a fresh, clean sheet of paper, we'd write down what is a hypothesis.
Hypothesis is that
you're
the
saying
Earth is flat.
No,
But it's more than that.
that's
Because
not a
you're,
hypothesis.
No. That's an opinion at that point. Just what you're saying like that.
Not a
Oh
hypothesis.
my days.
Why are they applying a scientific method to geometry? I don't know.
No.
The Earth is flat is a statement for a start.
Yeah, it's not a hypothesis.
you're saying that the Earth, but because then you're going to propose an experiment. Your experiment is based on not just being the Earth is geometrically flat. You're basing that on some other, all additional hypotheses.
Well, I'm basing it on the fact that the globalists, the science, today's science that they teach us from the Rockefeller-funded textbooks, tell us that the Earth curves at 8 inches per mile squared. That's what they tell us because we live on a ball 24,901 miles around. But the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an
Why
hour.
are you changing it again? You just spoke about 8 inches. He brought it back up to 8 inches, and now you're going back to spinning.
He's so used to going with his own spiel.
Yeah. Yeah. He can't get off script, can he?
That's it. That's it.
It's
He
sort of
should
like
have
someone's
shown.
telling, it's sort of like someone's telling, okay, move on to the next one. Move on to the next one.
He should have shown his observation that shows that it doesn't bend at 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah,
That would have.
but that's insane. He literally is making a statement about 8 inches per mile squared, and then finishes and just okay. But by the way, your Earth's spinning. What does that got to do with what you just spoke about?
One topic at a time. He should have taken.
1,040.
Because that's changing the topic again. I think even Shiva's getting frustrated on this because he's trying to talk about the curve here, and now Dave's keep on trying to get away from this.
To be exact, right? At the equator, slower in other areas because it's making a smaller circle as you get closer to the alleged poles, right? And then it's orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour, speeding up and slowing down. Average speed 66,600. All of these are curved trajectories. We're also chasing the sun at close to 500,000 miles per hour. So you got this lumpy rock surrounded by water, surrounded by high pressure air, adjacent to a void of no pressure called space. And it's making.
Please bring in thermodynamics. I beg you, just try at least. Try.
I've never seen him do that in any of his interviews. No.
He can try. He's sort of primed it now. He can try.
4 different motions at once, and none of it is ever felt anywhere. No one ever can measure it. No one can ever see it or anything. But when you go out into nature, you see stuff like this, right? You see.
I don't care about all this. I'm just
Right.
saying, let's just take a clean sheet of paper. None of this is. I like math
Right.
and experiments.
I
and
have one for you if you allow me to
So
show
what
it
I'm
to you.
saying is, all I know, David, is
So you're back to that. Okay.
What
I
is
stay there. But why did you have to go around now to the spinning? It's got nothing to do with what you're just presenting there, Dave.
is that it is very difficult in science or engineering to make something, build something, validate something.
Sure.
And it takes great amount of effort to someone to have made this. Okay. I have great value for people who make things these days. Okay.
Sure.
So we have to honor.
And we have to tell you, Shiva, that the cell phone is technology. It's not science. They used science to figure things out to make the technology. That doesn't make the science. And by the way, just because you want to say, yeah, we have to revere what the people have done, I agree. A lot of work went into it. Kudos for that. But what does that have to do with you trying to squirm away from the observation that Dave's trying to present? What has that got to do with what he's presenting? Absolutely sweet bugger all.
That. So all of these statements that people just make, whether you make it or others, I do actual experiments even go against the scientific establishment. Okay.
I get it.
But at the end of the day, I win because I get data. It matches the hypothesis I made, and I have data to validate it. Okay.
So if you allow me to show you my data that will validate my hypothesis, and you can tell me where I'm wrong.
But I want to get the hypothesis clear. The hypothesis you're saying is if you take 2 points on the Earth, any 2 points, anywhere, that you're saying that it is not going to match the curvature of X,
Correct.
X. So let's just get it very clear, okay?
Correct.
That's false. He's not taking any 2 points. He's taking a frozen lake. Liquid parts of still water. Remember, the Earth has topography. It has moving oceans. He's literally taking a frozen lake here. So no, Dave, that's not a correct. Not correct.
Correct.
The hypothesis you're saying is that I would be more precise if this is what you're saying. If you take 2 points, the distance between those points, if it's an arc, right? The circumference of the Earth is, let's say, 2 pi r, whatever the radius.
Why are you putting radius into this now? He's trying to show you an 8-mile observation, which shows no Earth curve.
That would debunk the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, but why is he trying to calculate radius and things now when you're literally saying, here's my observation. Let me show you the observation. That's it.
Yeah. He's not going to let him. He's not going to let him. I don't think, Flats. He's kept every time he gets to this point, he does the same thing. This is why it's frustrating, dude.
Very.
Just do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's a Nike commercial, and Michael Jordan's in the back. Just do it.
Of the Earth is the arc of that particular point, right, or the arc length, if it's in fact following a radius, is going to have a certain distance at any point based on that curvature, right?
Sure.
Now this all depends on the you have to measure this very carefully, and you have to also look at
That's not a measurement. If you are claiming an arc length and a radius, that's a calculation. Yeah. Remember, he's already got it 8 miles. There, that's a measurement of 8 miles. Okay. It doesn't matter if there's an arc length there or a horizontal line. The point is, he did an observation that is 8 miles long. Now he's trying to say, let's see if in that 8 miles long, there shows any curve. It's got nothing to do with arc length or not, at all. 8 miles is 8 miles.
local changes within any 2 points, right? Because
that's why we do it. That's why we do it over water or the Great Salt Flats in Bolivia. We measure there. And those places are level.
But you're saying there's 2 points, and then your experiment is going to say that we're going to go measure between these 2 points.
Correct.
Which are, and you're going to choose a location. Okay.
Yep.
It's already chosen.
What you're saying is, what is the location you're choosing here?
So this is a reservoir, and it's frozen, and then we have a camera 6 inches off the ice. So it's at night, so it's hard to see. But we put these lights out here. Okay, 4 lights, right? 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but according to the globe math, what they tell us, right? This one should be more than 30 feet below the curve, behind the curve, right? This one, 22 feet.
Let's just do the math ourselves. What is
He just did it. He's got it on screen. Let's do the maths ourselves while he's literally got it on screen.
Possibly he wanna see how he get there. That's my assumption.
It's literally 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah, we know it, but he doesn't know it. So
if we just look at that, what is the curvature? I mean, I can get out a calculator.
The curvature is you can go to curvature
that's why I
calculator.
think he never look into the flat Earth, because if he would really look into flat Earth, that's a basic 8 inches per mile square. Every glober knows it. Sorry, every glober and every flat earther. That's because globbers knows what flat Earth claims, and Glober says as well that that's the line which is bending. Yeah, so they know it as well. So if he would really look into the flat Earth, he would know it, but he doesn't. So that's a tell. From my perspective, he didn't look into
No,
flat
I think
Earth
he
at all.
has looked into flat Earth because he's speaking to even Soph and everything. So he's looked into this. He's acting like he doesn't know what's going on.
Maybe you're right.
This is his get out of jail free card. When you play
Maybe
ignorance on a subject, you can play plausible deniability.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a possible approach from his side. Yeah.
Because let's face it, Shiva's not a dumb guy. Okay, he's a smart guy. But he knows when he's beat, and that's why he plays this game, because he knows it's going to show there's no curve. So he's trying every avenue out to show why it doesn't show it, because he's going to come excuse. He can say now, because look, now he's going to say, okay, we're doing the math, and he's going to say, well, have you ever heard of terrestrial refraction? Do you know that this comports?
I don't think so. Even he knows about this, to be honest.
No, but
Sorry. Think about this, guys. If he becomes a flat earther, all his peers at MIT are going to make fun of him and kick him out of the club. He's not going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, let's just do the math ourselves.
Yeah. So it's 8 times 8.
Hold on. So I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet here. Okay.
Yep.
So what is the curvature from point A to point B?
The curvature that it's supposed to be is 8 inches per mile squared. So you got 8 times 8.
8 inches. 8 inches is the curvature per mile squared.
8 inches per mile squared. Because if it was 8 inches per mile, that would just be a ramp.
See his face now?
It's exponentially
it.
curving fast.
Whoa, that's new for me. You see his demeanor? So he did. I don't think so. He looked really into the flat Earth. I'm not convinced.
Think about this. Think about it now. Don't engineers take Earth's curvature into account?
Yeah, you'd think you'd know this.
So they would know it's 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah.
They should, yeah.
So how does he do anything if he doesn't even know his own rhetorics geometry?
That's why it's very strange for me. I can't.
That's sus.
That's an easy equation to figure out if you're an engineer. A square root is an easy equation.
Faster and faster, right? This formula is a parabola after like 2,000 miles. Nobody can see 2,000 miles. So we're just doing this. It works. It actually gives the
you're saying if this point is 0, the parabola is going like this.
Correct. And after about 2,000 miles, it's not valid anymore. But
So
up to 2,000 miles, it's within a
so-
couple of feet.
Right, but if you just take a simple parabola, okay, just
Tell me.
basic like algebra, let's say here's flat and here's the y-axis down this way. So if this is 0, 0, you're saying it's going to go like this, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what is the equation of that curve? Y equals what?
He just told you 8 inches per mile squared.
Wow.
And he's just telling you it makes a parabola over 1,000 miles, not 2,000, by the way, Dave.
Yeah.
It's accurate up to 1,000 miles. We even had what was it? I Can Science That or whatever, where he took the different equations from the globies, and
I
the
remember
8
that.
inches per mile squared was one of the most accurate ones to their globe claims, model claims. So when you get the people who, oh, we don't use 8 inches per mile square, that's just them throwing away their own model.
So when they circumnavigate or do celestial navigation, why do they have an equal elevation angle? Why does that exist if you're
Because Earth's
following a
flat.
curve? Yeah,
Because
there you
Earth's
go.
flat. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Circle of
He-
equal
I want
altitude.
to respond to Adam. Adam, yes, it does take under consideration the height of the person. It's exactly called eyesight.
Mhm.
I can give you a perfect example. If I can give you the calculator, you can do it yourself. The calculations. So, for example, the person whose eyes are on the 1.8 meter, so it's eyesight. Then you take, for example, 20 kilometers distance. So the horizon, which you can see, will be exactly 4.79 kilometers. That's what you can see with the 8 meter, 1.8 meter
What's
eyesight level.
observed like got to
So it
do
does
with
take.
curving rate of a spheroid, like the Earth's curvature, like that means that people at different heights measure ball different sizes. That's stupid.
It's a different size ball, Michael. It grows.
You understand what I'm saying? We're talking.
I just dropped the link to
Because a
calculator.
curve,
You can check yourself the distances, the eyesight, different height. You can be 0 on the Earth. You can be on the 1.8 meters. Someone is 2 meters. You can take 2 meters. You can take elevation 3 meters, and everything will be calculated.
Yeah,
because you like calculations.
Three different
so
height
look into it.
people use their height included in working out curvature at Earth, and that comes up with 3 different curving rates.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
It's always 8 miles per mile square. Always. Nothing changes.
I might be wrong, like, but I thought observer height's just like when you're calculating, like your horizon.
Yeah, how far behind the curve it is.
Yeah,
How far it's
the
meant
actual
to be
rate
behind.
that Earth's supposedly curving. I can't see what an observer's height's got to do with it.
Yeah, observer height doesn't make a difference to how the rate it's curving. It's just to know how with the rate it's curving, how far under the curve it's meant to be or behind the curve it's meant to be. That's why you take observer height into consideration. That's nothing to do with the curving rate.
I think that's why the oil rigs are an excellent thing to look at because they're in a fixed position, and it'll measure that rate, and if you can see it beyond that, it debunks it completely.
Okay.
Minus
It's
what x squared?
It's the Pythagorean theorem, right? It's 8 inches.
Well, it's not Pythagorean. It has to be. It has
Well, you
to
can
be.
measure. You can measure the radius, right?
Yeah, but what is the equation? Y equals minus what is k x squared? That's what I'm asking.
You know what? The way I look at it is that we just use the Pythagorean theorem, and it works out.
It's not the Pythagorean theorem. It's a parabola. If you're saying it's a curvature, right?
Yeah.
If this is 0, right, it's going to curve like this. So what is the
Just say you don't know, Dave. That's all.
equation? Y. I'm just asking what's the equation? Y equals minus something x squared. What is that?
Let me show you the easy way to do it. All right. Where is it? Okay. So
But you see what I'm saying? This is Shiva's whole spiel. He's now again trying to obfuscate from the actual observation.
He's
He's trying to harbor on. Let's look at the math roll. Instead of just saying
trying to get too technical.
Instead of saying, okay, let's look at the actual observation. Saying, okay, yes, at 8 miles, it should be 30 feet below. Fine. Why doesn't he do the calculations himself?
8 inches per mile square is not hard to work out.
No. Now he's worrying about a parabola that's not going to be a parabola because it's not far enough to make a parabola.
8 miles per mile square. It's not even our numbers, whatever. It's from Globbers.
Mhm.
So,
They
That's the
claim.
thing. That's the thing.
that's your
Can I
claim,
share my
exactly.
screw facts?
So we use
Okay,
the claim and we show it doesn't work.
Right, so this is Metabunk Earth
There we
map.
go.
Right? The curvature rate is this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's from surface. That when there's an eye height, it's for horizon distance or objects.
Yeah. And to find what.
Actual
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
curve maths in from an eye height.
Yep.
So that's a good example. Good little
Exactly.
example there.
Yeah, but one thing about that, it doesn't take perspective into account, does it?
No.
No.
It just doesn't, because perspective doesn't work on the globe, does it?
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of the easiest ways. It's just y equals just simple algebra.
So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's a Pythagorean theorem. So if we put that on a globe, they tell us the radius of the Earth is this is the radius, and we went out x distance. This would be the drop right here. So they tell us the radius is 3963, another made up number, right? But that's the official story. So this is not the scale, of course. So we got our radius. If we went 100 miles out, we can square the numbers and figure out what the drop would be, right? So the hypotenuse would be.
No, I got to understand it simply. Let's just. You just
It
said
is literally simply.
It is very simple. So how is the freaking
Just the guy.
scientist so called if he can't get it?
Oh my word! This is frustrating.
it's something.
Freaking
extra,
primary
and you
school, for fuck's sake.
said it's a parabola
3963
squared
times
yeah,
squared times 100 squared
right,
And gives
and then the
equals-
height.
the hypotenuse of 15,715,000 feet.
But then you have to take the square root of that
Correct.
to come
Right.
to which point you're out in outer space. Then
So we are. We're up in the air.
That's his whole point.
Wow.
You're being out of space. You're not in outer space because it's not a globe.
Even Dave,
That's why I'm saying never look into flat Earth because he doesn't get basics. It's a really basic stuff.
Dave even
Jesus.
pointed that out earlier. He said that line would go out into outer space. It was like that.
Mhm.
Right? But if you subtract the
I would have just said, you know what, I would have made it even simpler and just said, I don't care about it. Let's just say, look at the observation. It shows no curve. There we go. If you want to claim it shows curve, do the math yourself. That's it. Because he successfully put the burden onto Dave now to try explain the globe math. It's not his burden.
Is that right, Santa Claus? Goodbye, Santa.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't.
It looks funny, to be honest.
The
He's explaining basic math from primary school to so-called scientists. It's just mind-blowing.
Well, none of the observations match their math. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So
Yeah, but
just
like
point
I'm
that
saying,
out.
like saying, he just showed an observation, okay?
Yeah.
All he had to do to Shiva is say, I don't need to tell you what the math is. It's 8 inches per mile squared. That's your globe claim. If you want to work it out, go ahead. Work it out. I'm telling you, there is no globe curve observed here. Deal with it. That's it. It's not Dave's obligation here to try and show him how the math works. He's not the one claiming a globe here.
Shiva keeps asking about it and keeps bringing it.
Because he could just say to Shiva, well, since you love math so much and algebra, tell us if something curves away at 8 inches per mile squared, what's the math for it? He could have just told him that. But now he's put it onto himself. For what?
Waste a lot of time.
Yeah, it's taken the point away from, listen here, we've just observed no curve. That's the whole thing. Remember, this was supposed to be, as they claim, science, even though it's not. But now he's taken it away from that scientific venture, which it wasn't, to math.
and nobody's gonna watch this and go, "This was so cool."
Mm-hmm.
Radius from that, it comes out to 1.2615 miles, which is the drop. 1.2, which is 6,660 feet. At 100 miles, there would be over a mile of drop if the Earth was curved. Right?
I want to say it's interesting. It comes out to 666.
Yeah, odd that.
Let me look. So you have go back. Let's go back. Okay, so hold on. You're saying the radius is 3,963 miles. You go 100 miles, and at that point, if the Earth was flat, right?
If the Earth was curved,
Why is he talking as if the Earth is
Is he on
flat?
about flat for?
He's telling you about your curve. Oh my!
Wow. I mean, this is all about the curve. You're talking about the curve right here. I mean, why you say if the world was flat? I mean, you're talking about your curve.
Yeah, it's simple. The Earth's flat, and if you're saying if the Earth was flat, 100 miles is 100 miles, man. There's
That's
no
it.
drop. Oh my word!
You'd have the difference of the radius.
Yeah, but
from
before you
here
go,
to here.
but that's a flat Earth model.
No, it's
No,
not.
that's a globe model.
What's he doing?
What a retard.
Is he actually serious?
Oh no!
Doesn't understand at all, you know.
Sorry.
It's so funny to watch.
Does a flat Earth claim sphericity of Earth?
Well, we observe no curvature, so why would we be claiming curvature?
Why would we have math to prove curvature on a flat Earth? That would be weird.
This is insane.
He's lost the plot. He's just switched completely, like 180. Like what?
Exactly hypothetical. I've been saying this all the time. He is playing dumb to not address the issue. That's it.
He is.
Yeah.
All it is doing.
I'm calculating the drop on a globe.
No. If you were at that point and you were flat and you came out, you want to try to find out if you were going from the.
No. He's right, Shiva. Trying to work out the drop on a globe.
Yes,
not
because
drop on a flat Earth.
And if you go this way, then you would come out. What? That's not what you're talking about at all. You're just making crap up now.
Roydix, we are halfway, 27 minutes in.
He just experiences cognitive dissonance. That's why he's trying to come with a different explanation. That was perfect example of what happened. That's cognitive dissonance, pure and simple.
Oh wow, it's insanity.
He just saw an observation.
Maybe he gets something from this video, you know, from this interview.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to take away with this.
Headache.
Yeah.
That is if the Earth is flat, right?
No, this is if the Earth was a globe. If I went out straight and on a straight line from the tangent of my feet and I didn't follow the curve, after 100 miles, I would be 1.2615 miles high, which is 6,600 feet. Right? That's how much curve there is. At 10 miles, there's 66 feet of curvature.
If you just flew a plane straight.
If I flew a plane straight
and
didn't follow the curve,
Yep.
right? It didn't follow the curve.
Yeah, so let's just say you just draw. You should be at. So you should be. So 3964 is that 0.26 minus 3963. Yeah, you should be from that point. Again, you have to be careful where you're measuring that point.
I'm measuring from here straight down towards the center of the Earth.
Well, no. I'm saying that distance is from the surface to the point that you're at, the 1.2615 miles.
See here?
No, it's to the center of the Earth.
What the heck is he talking about?
You have a radius value. Do you know what a radius is? Now he doesn't even know what a radius is.
I know. I mean, he's talking.
He doesn't know what this 1.2615 stands for, and he just showed him calculations from the Pythagoras.
He told them the 3,000 odd was the radius.
Remind me not to hire this guy for an engineer, dude, because he doesn't understand how math
He
works.
doesn't even know what a radius is now all of a sudden.
Well, I do remember Dave actually did say radius before he got it out earlier, and he didn't get it out. So yeah, he maybe didn't know what a radius was.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Right, because I went out straight and followed curves,
hold
and
on
now
a
I'm
minute.
up
How
in the
can
air.
an
If
engineer
it-
not know what a radius is?
Exactly.
That's what I was saying.
Do they not use compasses and things like that? You know, I mean, come on. How can you not know?
No wonder they're all lost. Dude.
Oh,
Oh,
the
I'm
plane
saying is
didn't curve, it would fly out into space.
Right, but what I'm saying is you have to be very careful on the measurements. When you write your research methodology out, you have to write this very precisely because in science, an experiment can be reproduced by anyone. You publish this, someone else should be able to do it.
not science.
Ugh.
He's just telling you what your math is. He doesn't need to put this stuff in anything. He's just telling you your globe makes a claim of 8 inches per mile squared. That's it.
It's already wrote down, isn't it? And
Yeah.
published. Like you can Google it.
Wow.
Well, beyond that, like say all the observations we have made, we could technically say those are published.
You know
Our
what?
videos.
Dave could have pushed Aristophanes in this guy's face.
Yeah, he could have.
Reproduce.
Everyone can. It's been done 1,000 times. We have thousands of measurements.
I don't care about any of that. I want to do this from scratch, okay? Because
Right.
I like going and
Well,
proving
that's what he's doing. He's trying, but now you're trying to tell him to prove your Earth globe math, which is your claim, not his. He's telling you, look at this observation. This is what your globe claims should happen based on its geometry, and it's not happening. That's it.
So that brings up a question for me. Do they have any observations that prove a globe? That's what I'm looking for.
No.
I don't think. No. There you go. End of the story. Let's chalk it up.
Yeah, like Dave's teaching this guy globe for some stupid reason.
I know.
It's really weird.
So just go back. Go back. What I'm saying is, Dave, if you go back to the previous diagram.
I'm going. Go ahead.
Right. So if let's say you want to use a lake or flat plain somewhere, okay? So if I start a plane straight and I just go straight, okay?
That's how planes fly. They just go straight.
Horizontal.
Yeah. By the way, flight pitch data debunks your globe because it doesn't show any curve adjustment.
Okay? And I just fly that plane straight. Right? I don't even take off. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the Earth should drop
out
out from underneath you if it's curved.
Right. So if I just go straight, okay, and taking into account, if I just go straight, meaning straight
You're repeating
into
yourself.
that 100 mile on a flat surface, and I go 100 miles straight, I should be, if the Earth is round, according to that, after 100 miles going straight, I should be 1.265 miles from the surface.
That's what he said.
Yes.
Wow, it's been on the screen for the last half an hour.
Wow.
Yep.
It's
He's just repeated what he said.
unbelievable.
Trip to Specsavers, Sheila.
And maybe some hearing aids.
It took him like half an hour to work out, and it was there all the time.
Wow.
That's what we're saying here.
That's what we're saying, yes. Now, do you know how planes stay level? They have a gyroscope on a 3-axis gimbal that spins up and holds rigidity in space. So as the plane turns, goes up and down, the gyroscope always stays level. It always stays level. It holds rigidity in space based on their initial airport. If you flew halfway over the globe, the gyroscope would be vertical. It's not going to curve with you.
No, forget all of them. Let's just keep it simple, stupid principle. Okay, you get a flat surface of 100 miles, according to this hypothesis you're proposing. And if I were to just fly something straight, if the Earth is round,
you'd end up in space. You'd be 80,000 feet in the air in 1 hour.
Well, I should be 1.2615, which is 5,280.
Sorry?
This is absolutely ridiculous. The guy's just said if we've got a flat surface for 100 miles, then you ain't got a globe, dude.
Exactly.
What are we playing at here?
I'm sorry, this is quite frustrating to me.
It really is. It seems like he's acting really stupid, or he's just stupid.
It's probably he's just really stupid. And
No,
he's got a degree.
like I'm saying, this guy knows what's going on. He's
He's
playing
got to,
deception.
surely, if he's
Playing stupid.
an engineer. Come on.
Playing deception here. He's trying to do plausible deniability by acting like he has incredulity to the subject. That's it. That's it. He just doesn't want to answer for it, so he's trying every avenue to act like he doesn't know what's going on.
For just 100 miles, sure. Sorry. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking
So let's
about-
just get that number right, which is 1.2615, 1.2615, 1.2615
Okay. He said like 5
times
times.
5280, which is the number of feet in a mile. So you should be at, that's interesting, 666.
That's what he said. We were much
Oh my
closer.
goodness. He's already said this to you, dude. Why are you calculating? Oh.
Yeah, that's another thing. Dude.
Okay, anyway, in this model, you should be at 6,660
Yeah.
feet above the ground.
Yes.
Okay? That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Can I just show you a little side note? 6 times
Yeah.
6 times 600 is the circumference of the Earth. It curves at 0.666 inches per mile, 66.6 thousand miles per hour around the sun. 6 times 6 times 60 is it's just, and there's hundreds more of these. Okay, it's kind of weird.
I don't care about all that.
Go ahead.
I care about actually doing an independent experiment. Go back.
Got it. Yeah.
So go back.
I'm going.
So just to be clear,
Oh my God.
if you apply that and I file, now I have to be able to fly that plane in a flat thing. That's very important. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's an interesting thing with gravity. Okay.
He's not proposing you take a plane and fly it into space. He took an observation of 8 miles over a frozen lake. That is what was proposed. He's just using this example to show you your math. That's it.
And how much
Thank you
more
for
is
that
left in
your
this?
$5 super chat. Really appreciate it. It says, remember, guys, the brainwashing is severe and very powerful.
Absolutely.
That is so true, man. Brainwashing is a real thing. Appreciate it, man. You rock. Hey, and Sandra just hopped in as well.
Hey, Sandra.
Yo.
Hey,
Hello.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, just didn't want to waste your email.
How you doing, Illuminatis? All good.
Yeah, I got a full belly, a couple of glasses of wine, all good.
Lovely.
Yeah, I met your parents. Nice guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
What's your thoughts on this palaver?
I watched it when it first come out, but I couldn't watch all of it. I had to skip bits to see if it got interesting, and I just dumped it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But somebody said it's
Yes, exactly. The end is the best.
anyway. Carry on.
From the start till to the end, it's crap.
Skip to the end, Flats.
Skip to the end.
Slowly getting more interesting, believe me.
I want to see the prequel.
Sorry, I'm just so frustrated. I'm actually binge eating here. Okay. Let's do this.
Can I show you an example of a pilot that did a
No,
I don't want to go there yet. I just want to
Okay.
I just want to intellectually understand this in my own. I don't want to see any other data. I'm looking at it. Clean sheet of paper.
Okay.
You and I are putting together an experiment.
Not an experiment. So you know what you do? You want to do a clean sheet experiment. He shows you on display again. He says, look, here's the distances. 8 inches per mile squared is your claim. Work it out if you want to. There we go. That's it. But not experiment.
The hypothesis is if I file 100 miles,
No. That's
are you all set? Okay, if you just file something very flat on a flat surface and you're proposing after 100 miles of flight, and we should figure out how fast you should fly, right? We should write all this down, okay?
Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah, but it should be a very simple experiment that anyone can execute, and it cannot.
And I have to point out, by the way, he's actually debunked his globe based on this as well, because do planes raise in altitude when flying straight? No. Remember, this is only 100 miles. How much miles does a plane usually fly from country to country?
Depends.
2,000, yeah.
A couple of thousands at least. Yeah.
So, yeah, do the planes rise in altitude while they're flying level?
Well, on a globe, it would have to, but or it actually would have to drop, and it doesn't. It flies level. So yeah.
So by default, Mr. Shiva, you've already debunked your own argument, man.
It can be reproduced. Reproducibility, reproducible predictions, Dave, is the definition of evidence in science.
We've done it. We have pilots that
We've
all
done it, but I'm saying, wait, stop. Because, I come from this institution on the street. If we were to lay out an experiment, I would say, let's go do this at this location, do this, this, and this, and this, like a formula.
Let's do
And
it.
any MIT nerd, any
do it.
physicist should be able to do.
Okay, I'm going to point this out again. He gave you a location. He gave you the math. He gave you the observation. He even gave observer height. What are you not getting?
He's a frustrating dude, man.
Just when I look at this conversation, it reminds me of, with Idiocracy, when I do the IQ test, and they ask him, a guy walks in with a bucket, and he fills that bucket, the bucket with a gallon of water, and has another bucket and fills it with 2 gallons of water. How many buckets does he have? And then
the response was 2.
2 buckets, exactly.
I remember the scene. Yeah.
But now the thing is, why that reminds me of this is literally Dave is saying, here is observation. This is what claims by globe. This is not what's shown. That's it. But now this guy's trying to figure out why there's no curve while trying to say, hey, show me the curve where there's no curve. Man, now I wonder why I don't know who Dr. Shiva is. I'll get frustrated listening to this type of idiots.
Do that experiment independent of you or I, and they should get the same result. So according to this, they should get a result of 6,660 feet.
Correct.
Thank you for the super chat, Tony Whitcomb. Woo, I've actually saw it this time. I didn't see it. I didn't miss it.
Nice.
Thank you for the super chat, Tony. You rock. He says 2-hour flight, roughly about 1,000 miles.
It's about right.
Wow.
400 miles an hour, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Tony has a
quite
way of flying under your radar flats. He missed them a lot.
Yes, it takes 6,066 times 10. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. You rock. Appreciate it, man.
So I got a question for you. After you fly that 1,000 miles to that next country, does the horizon actually get lower every time you move? Like, does it?
Yeah,
or
but
is
that's
it
the
just
whole point
flat?
with this flying thing, though. If it was based on like they're talking now, you would just fly and you would just end up raising in altitude the whole time because the globe would be falling below you. We don't see any adjustment for this, adjusting for curve. Therefore, the Earth's flat. That's why pitch data kills the globe. This is actually the poster boy child for pitch data kills the globe, if you think about it.
Yep.
Correct.
They should be above this flat area. Agreed?
Correct.
Okay, so let's just stop right there. Okay? Where is a place We don't even need to go 6,660 feet. You can go much shorter than that, you know? Where is a place that you propose that this experiment should be done?
What, flying an airplane straight and level? They do it every day. Every single flight flies straight and level. You look at all the flight data.
No, not they. I'm saying you and I, and we get
So we get a
500
private jet.
people.
Every single flight flies straight and level. Airplanes fly over the Earth plane. They do not nose. Their nose up 2-3 degrees the whole time. So as you're flying over this ball, how are you going around the ball with the nose always up?
Right, but David, I don't care about all that. Let's just.
You don't care about all that.
You just told him you're going to do this. Now he's telling you what's going on. Now he said you don't care about it. You just asked him for it. Oh my word.
This is just dismissive.
Wow.
Just dismissive.
It's fucking annoying.
No, it's very frustrating. Later
annoying,
it'll be
it
a
is.
bit better. Yeah, I know. I was really watching that with the pain.
It's frustrating, and I wonder why people are saying this is painful to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, 14 likes to go, 13 likes, woohoo, and we can reach 100. Thank you, guys. Hit the likes. But yeah, don't worry, we're gonna see how far we can get through this pain.
No, you have to go to the end. We have gone through the worst. So
I'm just talking about an experiment that can be reproducible,
Right.
that any idiot can do.
Right,
that
I got
you
it.
can
This is
write it
one
up
that
as a-
any idiot can do. Let me just finish this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I rounded down because they always, refraction, things refract up.
Yeah, but where are you choosing the location? I want to write down this research.
This is just a frozen lake. We've done
Can
it
I
over
just
Lake
add something?
Balaton.
Where?
This one,
Sorry?
I don't.
Can I just add something? They want to find an idiot that knows where an experiment is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to know what lake it is. You know what I mean?
Who cares?
Let him just show you the observation, man. Bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a frozen lake.
don't know exactly where this one is. I forget, but we have a whole bunch of ones we did. We did a 26-mile laser test over Lake Balaton, and it showed no curvature. And the curvature of 26 miles is far more than this, right? But these are rounded down, giving the globe every benefit of the doubt. So what does this mean? So if we look, if the Earth is flat, it means the camera's here, and it could see all of these lights, and they all line up. If the Earth is a globe, at 6 inches, the horizon should be about a mile away. So then you have the tangent of the Earth. And all of these are refracting up the perfect amount to appear to be at this tangent. That's what you have to believe if you believe the Earth is curved.
Why are you trying to give him an out?
Yeah, you're giving him what they usually say. You know what I mean? He's giving exactly what you
You
say.
didn't say refraction. You just say, look, it's below the curve. There.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly.
You don't have to tell him refraction anyway. If he brings it up, then you say, okay, prove 7/6R for us. Prove terrestrial refraction. Go ahead.
That they're refracting up and they're tricking you. They don't refract higher. They refract
I
up
want to
to
point out, he didn't do this observation. This was done by Groton.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't know which lake it was. He just should have said, yeah, a guy called Groton did this observation.
And if you want to find it, he has it in full on Ben's channel, so you can go over to
Yes.
Taboo and look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't need to know where it is to see the observation. He's showing you the data.
Yeah.
He agreed on that to start with. We got to go over the data, right?
Mm-hmm. But now he
Yeah,
wants to
we're
know
doing it
where
now.
he went. Oh. No, he did it. He did it in a Walmart.
A Home Depot. No, Home Depot.
the exact level of the tangent of this viewer. That's what you have to believe. That's crazy. The reason you can't figure it out is not because you're stupid, it's because it's stupid, right? The globe is the dumbest thing ever. Once you understand what you've been believing your whole life and have never questioned.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Dave, is there needs to be an actual specific location.
Yeah.
The guy literally stood with his camera. That's a physical location.
Exactly.
And put lights out in a physical location and did a physical observation.
I think he said specific.
That is specific.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
Frozen
still the
lake.
same. It's still specific. Yeah, of course it is. It's a specific location.
Man, this guy is. I'm sorry. I find this very dishonest.
Very much
Yeah.
so.
An actual set of steps
Sure.
that everyone agrees to.
This is where Dave should just bring up video from Grotto and say, "Here we go. Here's the guy actually doing this, not experiment for you. Would you like to see that? Let me show you. The guy climbs. You can see his odometer. He even shows you how he dries out 8 miles and plants them for you."
In a scientific methodology, you're saying if you go back, you say we are going to move an object 100 miles in this direction,
No.
and after it moves the object 100 miles in this direction, we're saying that its distance from the surface of the Earth needs to be 6,660 feet.
Which it
That's
won't
your
be.
simple
That's not what he's talking about. He just showed a frozen lake.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you, Tony, for another £5. Really appreciate this. As the Globers say, it's locally flat. That's ranty. Imagine the sharp turns on the flight. It would be like a fairground ride. That's so true. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. I really appreciate it, man. You rock. You're awesome. But yeah, that's exactly like what Ranty started saying when he became a Glober. It's locally flat. So they live on a soccer ball, guys. A hexagon Earth. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. Huh?
Disco ball Earth, isn't it? That's right.
Yes, disco ball Earth. Exactly.
But they never no, but here's the problem. They won't be, and they claim that gravity is pulling you around the curved air of the Earth.
Why are you even entertaining this, Dave? Just keep with your frozen lake. Oh my word.
Okay, that's not the case at all. An example would be this, right? The faster you go, the faster things curve. So here's the new SR-72 Blackbird, right? This thing goes 4,000 miles per hour.
Sorry?
Faster things curve.
Oh wow.
No, I'm sorry. That doesn't work like that. No. And so you have to maintain that horizontal to keep lift, right? Is that how that works with flight? Correct. Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps doing this. He keeps bringing up what the Globers try and use to rebut something. He doesn't need to bring it up. You just keep with what you're doing with the frozen lake, and you let him squirm some more. That's it. Why are you bringing up other things?
1,000 miles per hour, right? So if it flies out and it's 6,000 miles out to here, right? 4,000 miles per hour, the drop would be 4,000 miles, right? So that means it's dropping at 1 mile per second. The SR at the speed that it flies over the course of an hour, it has to drop at 1 mile per second, which is faster than free fall. What would happen to anyone on this plane if it's curving faster than free fall?
That's not true. You have to do the inertial. You have to calculate the inertial system on that plane. That's not true because that's
Calculate the inertial system on the plane.
The
What-
INS.
what-
He's talking about the INS.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. It works on a gyroscope. Remember, a gyro is rigid in space. Okay?
And
And the calculator is not going to change the fact that the physical Earth has to drop a mile every second as they fly.
According
This
to
is very
Glover.
retarded. I
Yes.
don't know.
That's why I'm saying he never freaking looked into flat Earth.
No,
Because
he's looked into
just-
it, dude. He's
Are you
acting retarded. He's
maybe he's
literally
just acting stupid, you know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's acting stupid because it's just you can't say those things if you really look into the flat Earth. You just
Yeah, 'cause
can't.
you can't tell me the guy that invented emails is so retarded he doesn't understand that
Yeah.
physical curve.
Maybe
has
it's
to
a game.
physically
Maybe it's a player. I have no idea. Maybe that's possibility. Definitely.
Thank you, David Banner, for your £2. Really appreciate it. Says, good stuff, Flats panel. Who is this doctor? Dr. Shiva, the guy that invented emails, and doesn't even understand when you say something curves, it curves. It's really frustrating, and I think you guys can see it's getting it's getting to a point for me where it's like, oh man, what's wrong with this guy? Woo! Okay, let's try on. And we only passed halfway, guys.
So I think we need to
1
start
hour.
commenting a bit.
It drops
Dave,
4,000
that's
miles.
own relative.
I
No,
mean,
that's in its own relative. No, that's in its own relativistic frame. Okay.
Right. Sure.
So you can't go there because you're gonna.
Its own relativistic frame, which is to where the center of Earth, which means it stays exactly the same circumference. Remember?
Yeah, in their model. Yeah.
So it should drop 1 mile per second still. Thank you, Tony Whitcomb, for another £5. He says, look at the pain on Shiva's face now. Don't look confident now, does he? No, he knows he's squirming. He knows. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think this is his whole coping mechanism for this because, like I said, he can't show that he is losing anything because he's got a PhD. I mean, he created the emails, man. He's a smart guy. He can't be shown up by Dave. He's just a flat earth Dave, man. Come on. Thank you for the super chat, man. You rock. Okay.
You're gonna screw yourself. I'm just saying you need to make this experiment if you want to do this.
What?
So simple,
Right.
that anyone can do it. Any school kid can do it.
Okay, and Dave, this is what you should have done. Guess what? You wanted data. Here's pitch data. Show me where the curve is. That's all you needed to do. Just bring up the pitch data. Here you go. Here's the data that shows you completely wrong. Guess what? Planes do not account for Earth curve. Welcome to Flat Earth, Dr. Shiva.
Or as they say over FED, bosh. Pitch data. Bosh.
They'll not use their arguments, though, will they?
I want to say plain truth. Shiva shut down from the beginning. He shut down ages ago. There is no getting through to the guy. The guy already made up his mind.
Of course.
Shown his true colors.
You're already on with. I don't care about that, Dave. You know, let's talk about this, Dave. I don't care about that. He's already hand-waved everything, you know, and dismissed it. So he doesn't give a crap about it.
Hey guys, 6 likes to go. Woohoo!
they all should get the same data.
They do.
So that would be my recommendation.
Well, how is a school kid going to do this?
I don't have a skin in the game. You know, I don't have any skin in the game. Here.
Well, but here's the thing. The thing is, there's so much evidence that the Earth is not curved. There's so much evidence that you can't have high pressure next to no pressure without a container, right? When pilots are coming into an airport, they say, okay, we're about 125 miles out. They figure out how much they have to drop per minute to get to the airport, right?
Yeah, Dave, I've heard all this. What I'm saying is,
you've heard this.
No, what I'm saying is I've heard all of this stuff. My point is that still missing among this community is a proposed experiment that everyone agrees to.
I have
write
one.
it up like a scientific paper. No, go back.
There is no science. That's why there isn't, because it's not science. It's like expecting to try and learn how to be a chef by going to knitting school. Heck, you're aspiring to be a chef, but you're in the wrong school.
Well, you're going to have some raw food when you get done.
Nobody understand, but that's the whole analogy based on him. Set up a scientific experiment for something that's not science. You can't, because it's not science. It's a category error.
Well,
that's it. End of discussion.
So, but what is he on about though? That we need a scientific paper so we can convince who?
Him.
Who are we trying
Probably,
to get?
I don't know. Probably him. I don't know.
To the one you just said. That's
Which one?
It's the one you just said. You fly for 100 miles, and then after that, you check the distance. It should be
Okay.
6,660 feet.
But
Okay, let's put that into who's recently flown a plane here more than 100 miles?
Flown one or been on one.
Been on one.
Let's just say in your lifetime, you've been on a plane, you've flown more than 100 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen the Earth curve below you when you're doing this? Have you ended up in space?
No.
No.
There we go. It's already done. What now? Everybody has repeated this not experiment you want.
What happens when
I'm
it's
saying-
not?
Well, if the experiment works, that means you're wrong.
So no. If you fly 100 miles
Yeah.
and you're not 6,600 feet, does that mean the Earth is flat?
Yes.
If you're proposing that you make a hypothesis, let's follow the science. That's why I started this conversation.
Yeah.
Let's follow a rubric that we all agree to, whether you're on this side or that side. This is how science gets done.
Right.
Okay. So if you followed that, so you would write hypothesis. It's like third grade.
Sure.
2. This is the methodology I'm proposing. And the methodology, as Mr. Gerald Walker, my 9th grade teacher, said, has to be written very explicitly. Great teacher.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Step 1, step 2, step 3. This is where we go. This is what you do. This is the machinery we use. You have to. This is the beaker we use. Everything. You have to write it down very explicitly, so everyone can reproduce it. And you have to write it down very. Okay, if we're going to fly a drone, it has.
Okay, that's not what your hypothesis is. That's your experiment. That's when you doing your prediction, you're planning your experiment. That's when you put all that down. Your hypothesis is just simply trying to state the cause for an effect, what you think is the presumed cause. Again, the guy doesn't even know what's going on.
To be this drone.
Can I run it by you? Can I run by your methodology here? Here's my hypothesis. We start a plane out here, and we're on the salt flats or wherever. You know, we have 100 miles of.
No, but what I'm saying, Dave, is
I was talking, Shiva. Let him actually give you. Yeah, let him actually.
He's an arrogant fucker. I'll tell you what he is. He's an arrogant little bastard. I didn't like him when I talked to him either. He acted like he was all arrogant as shit.
But I mean, can't you see the thing is every time he asks for something, Dave attempts to give it to him and he overtalks him and tells him no. He doesn't let him finish a sentence.
My hypothesis is that I fly 100 miles, and if the Earth is a globe, I should be 6,600 feet in the air if I fly straight and level. Okay.
Yeah.
But when I'm not, that matches the flat Earth model. So now what do we do?
Well, now you have an experimental piece supporting your hypothesis.
Sure.
Now
every single flight every day does that.
I don't want to hear that. I want what I'm saying is, if you want me to help facilitate this, I will.
That'd be awesome.
I'm saying that why don't we get, and I'll sponsor it right here in Cambridge. I have a big office here.
Okay.
Big room. We can hold a conference. Okay.
Now he's getting.
Let's bring.
Whoa. Hold a conference. I thought you want to sponsor his experiment. That's not a conference.
He will explain it in more details later. So now he's
But I
getting
mean, that's not an
interesting.
experiment, though. He's talking about a conference in Cambridge. Dave just said, let's take a plane at the Salt Flats and fly 100 miles and see if we end up at 6,066 feet above where we left off.
Well, why can't he just do it from his nearest airport? Why does he need to do it at Salt Flats?
Because he wants specific location.
Oh, your nearest airport, Shiva, that's specific.
Spoiler alert, test will change.
20 people physicists from MIT, Harvard, right here. I'll call a bunch of people up. You bring 20 people.
Okay.
I'll help chair this meeting, and we'll use all the whiteboards I have right here in our big room.
Awesome.
Here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That'd be awesome.
And we will propose this experiment, and everyone go around the room and agree to the exact experimental dynamics, exact equipment, everything, how we'll measure everything. Okay?
And all,
so we have to agree
to
to
and all you're going to achieve there is every single person, these physicists or whatever from MIT, none of them know what science is.
That's practically it. The fact that he just said that shows that all his colleagues don't know what science is. That's an alarming thing, by the way. That's very alarming. To know your colleagues at MIT don't know what science is. That's very alarming.
Mm.
that experiment. All right.
That's one experiment.
No, it's
Let's
not.
just start there. Let's
Okay.
just start there. Let's just do one fucking experiment right, okay? That everyone agrees to. And then we go do that experiment, and you'll have, I'm proposing you do 20 iterations of that experiment. On each team, you have a flat earther and an MIT physicist, okay?
Okay.
Or a non-flat earther. And so therefore everyone's checking each other, and everyone's supposed to follow that protocol that we all agreed to.
Why do you need to check each other? You just have instrumentation on. I don't know, like flight data that all planes have anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
What about just taking an accelerometer and playing like?
It already has it.
Yeah.
Meekins
No, they
That's what
already.
I'm saying. The flight data already has everything he's proposing them to check up on.
So they do this experiment every day, right? That's what you're saying. Every time they take off in a
Every
jet
time,
liner.
literally, this not experiment is being conducted thousands of times every second as we sit.
Well, prove a flat Earth. We just did.
Yeah. What is wrong with this guy?
My room here in Cambridge to the letter. And if someone doesn't, that data gets thrown out because that means someone's trying to violate the agreed upon manifesto of how to do this research.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
This is not. No. Wait. There's no problem.
Okay.
So if everyone agrees, you agree,
Big problem there.
and Jim Williams, who's the head of the physics department of MIT, agrees. You guys both agree to our mechanics department. Okay. You both agree, and I can bring these people in. Everyone agrees, and we have two teams. Okay, 20 teams, and everyone goes to the exact same place with the exact same equipment, and then gathers the data, and everyone.
It's called a plane. The plane has data. It's called flight, pitch, data. Thank you, Flat Out Fudge, for your 10 USD. Really appreciate it. And he says, yeah, take a small plane to the salt flats so it's clear 100 miles. Fly low and the ground should visibly be dropping. They really need to do that because the salt flats are at least 100 miles, right? Yep, exactly, Flat Out Fudge. Thank you for the super chat. You rock. Appreciate it. Yeah, the salt flats have been surveyed and shown flat. Thank you for the super chat. You rock. And again, this is not a scientific experiment they're proposing. But what it does do is show the Earth does not curve. I would love to see them do force the line, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be a nice one. But
I would love that. I was waiting for that when I heard about it years ago, and I watched the video, and I was thinking that is a good one, definitely. That would do it. But there's got to be a lot to do. There's a lot to do with it, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot.
I'm under the impression no good had come from these guys getting involved at all.
Nope. They're going to throw a whole bunch of equations into it and a whole bunch of other pseudo forces that don't exist that they're going to throw the math off to begin with, and they won't agree unless we agree, and that's the way it's going to work.
Well, right off the bat, this jackwagon starts going, let's have a committee with 100 fucking people and 20 teams, and we'll all do this weird shit and everything. It's like, wow. See, the longer a person goes to school, the more stupid they get. They just
Are they going to have brunch at this meeting?
Good God, most likely that'll be what they're focused on is people's fruit allergies or some shit. Gee.
What flavor Danishes are we going to have with our coffee? I don't
And
know.
what was the significance of even talking to this weird guy? I talked to him before, and I found out, he was running for president, and I would talk to him, and I was like, this guy's dumber than shit, man.
Well, that's the thing. He seems to be very. Yeah, I'm rather say not the words. But anyway, look what we're doing, okay? Now, look, I'll place them all down. Let's just say this is the Soul Flats. It's 100 miles. Okay, 100 miles, guys, from
All right.
that point to that point. Okay. Now you got an airplane flying here. And it's going straight. Whoopsie.
Oh.
There we go. Going straight. And you got flags, which points, how, because why not? Because they want some kind of weird thing. So, you've got it there. That's how a plane flies, correct? If it
Yes, sir.
goes there, it's above the same altitude as it gets there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 100 miles, just for the globies, miles of horizontal flight. Now, what it claims on a globe is this plane takes off on its tangent there. If it flies like it's supposed to flat, by the time it gets to the 100-mile mark, it'll be 666 feet. Is it 606 or 66,000? 6,660. Correct? Something like that. Above the ground.
Fucking feet.
So in other words, if you have to place that on a flat Earth, this plane that should be there will now be there. In other words, this should be the trajectory if globe. Do we see that?
No, we go straight to the horizontal and they come back down in the same elevation. The elevations don't change. Correct?
And that's my point. So what we always observe, they don't have to waste money, is this. We always observe this. We never observe that. So what is the guy trying to propose, actually?
Yeah, but look, it's not going to happen, is it? Right? If most of MIT physics department go and prove Earth's flat, then they've got to scrap all physics they've been teaching for God knows how long. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, then they faked TFE for nothing.
Well, not just TFE. NASA's going to be in a shitload of trouble where they're shooting rockets off into these weird places that don't exist.
What you'd have is these guys. You'd have another fucking Nat Geo documentary or something from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No way these guys would come out and prove that. That's,
like I said, it would
make
make
everything.
I mean, then TFE was faked for nothing.
I'm going to go walk across the firmament now. I'll see you later.
Shot, man. Just blessings.
I'm not messing with you, man.
I'm not
talking
having longer, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to get a bit further. I want to see what this science is bringing.
Brings the data together and we put it up on a whiteboard and we look at it and we publish it openly. We'll get a journal to accept it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have data. First paper, and maybe that's showing that agrees with your hypothesis. Everyone comes out to plus or minus 5%, 6,660 feet off the ground. It's published. Done. Now, people will say, great. Other people say, oh, you missed this. Let's say you're right. The people on the other side will say, oh, you missed this, 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 and this. We'll say, great. Come back. Let's meet again in Cambridge. So if what you say is true, let's update. Now you do. So what's your hypothesis? They're going to say, well, that was wrong because of ... And we all meet again. We say, okay, that could be true. Then what experiment would you propose, or how would you advance this experiment to measure the anomaly you're saying? Great. Go out again. Do it again. Guess what? It still comes out to the same answers. Now you do that over and over and over again with this experiment, with one singular experiment. And you
Not an experiment. And like you said, you just climb in a damn plane and fly. The pitch data gives the same data. No adjustment for curve. It's been done.
Do you think they'd lose their jobs if they lost all these equations? What would they be doing? Yeah.
Quite sad.
Have to get a real
Okay,
job.
so it's gone up to 213 votes. Dr. Shiva and Dave understands scientific methods. Yes, 18%. No, 44%. Not sure, 22%. And they do, but they stay dishonest, 16%.
That poll's not right.
You get data and same set of people to validate it. That's how science is done. I can say, this MV25 product where we mix 2 ingredients together lowers inflammation. Bullshit, right? Marketing. Well, I get these 2 ingredients. I find the exact dosages. I find exactly which molecular target it hits, and I prove it over and over again.
What does that have to do with a plane flying and going and changing altitude?
The exact quantitative prediction, and then I test it in an environment, right? That's science. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a PhD out of MIT, if you're not. If the data proves the hypothesis, that is what you have to suck up to. So that's what I propose. Because that's what I said.
No, I got it. So just jumping forward, we do this. We do take these flights. They do not end up 6,600 feet because there's 10,000 flights every single day that don't do that. So now we have that data. We did it ourselves. Forget all the commercial flights, all the private flights.
20 people do it. 20 people do it with 2 teams. Yeah. One who are pro flat Earth, anti flat Earth.
And we're all going to agree that it's not going to end up 6,600 feet.
No. The next step we do, Dave, once we get that data, we go find a applied physics journal and we publish it.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
And publishing it makes now the data somehow true or not.
Nope. Data is data, dude. It's just what it is. Yeah.
If you publish the data or not, it's not going to change the fact you did not observe Earth curve, Shiva. Man.
No, I get
it. No. If the data is there, I'll help you get it published. Okay. I know how to write these papers.
Right.
And if there's many journals and you publish it, here's the data, and we do a video on it. Okay.
Sure.
That would be taking it out to the community, and then people have to attack the paper, find out what the flaws were. They'd have to attack the MIT guys and you guys. Okay.
I got it. I know the argument, though. They're gonna proclaim that the pendulous veins in the gyros are accounting for the curvature of the Earth. But the problem is,
Dave, stop, time out.
Yeah.
When we meet, step 1, hypothesis. Step 2.
Dave again, trying to already make excuses. You don't. By the way, Dave, you don't need to worry about the pendulous veins. If they have 100 miles that they claim they want to use money, they can literally have lasers. That's why I put the flags. Every 10 miles, they can have lasers that's pointing directly at the plane. It measures exact altitude.
There you go. That'll work.
Why do you even need a plane? Why not just get one of them drones? That
you can have a drone even.
They've got drones that do LiDAR and all sorts of crap. Like, you're not telling me they can't prove it with that.
This whole thing is actually just idiotic because, like we said, planes fly every single day, and all the pitch data shows the same thing: no observed curve. This is literally a waste of. He's literally. How can I say it? He's giving him a bag of cash without cash in it. He's selling him a product that's a dud.
Might as well be just giving him a bag, no cash. Oh wait a minute, that's what he did.
You know what this reminds me of? You know when like you have a salesman coming to try and sell you something, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm interested. Just give me time. I'll pay you. You know, I'll definitely take part of it." And then the next day he phones, "Oh, you can do it." No, wait till tomorrow. Phones again tomorrow. No, sorry, I'll not. Just wait another week. This is exactly this. He's putting him on a line with something, making him excited about this not experiment, and then he knows it will never happen. That's it.
Research methodology. When we meet here in Cambridge and we sit around our big little conference room we have here, everyone's got to put that out there right then. They can't come later. You see? When we design the experiment, they would have to design, the experimental design is key here. What is the experiment? It's like the Michael
Morley
experiment, right? So you have to design the experiment correctly. One of my great heroes is Richard Feynman. I mean, Richard Feynman would have theory, would experiments.
And Richard Feynman would be turning in his grave right now if he had to hear you trying to say scientific method.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's a hero though. Still trying to figure that out.
I think Richard Feynman did some great stuff, but he was also, unfortunately, a pseudoscientist with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he believed in God at all. So.
I reject
and he would prove, and he would say, look, if science is real, if the data doesn't match your hypothesis,
you throw it out. Except in cosmology, they can be off by 10 to the 120th power, and they just make it up.
No, but stop. I'm proposing I will help facilitate.
Fuck him.
But he said it's true, because that's what you guys think in cosmology. If it doesn't fit, we just create God of the Gaps argument to make it fit. And that's exactly what you guys have been doing.
Flash, I want to take that back. I don't believe in God. I know there's a God. Let's put it that way.
Amen.
There you go.
Got a guy with 4 degrees from MIT.
Wow.
Okay. Who's bridged both these worlds.
Sure.
I will call a scientific conference on this.
Okay.
And we take that experiment that you just said, because from your standpoint, hold on one second, Dave. Hold on a second. Hello?
Really?
Hello?
Is this
Alvaro?
He's filling his head.
Okay, Alvaro, I'll be right out. Give me 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, 10 minutes. Take your time. Okay, thanks. Bye. Interesting. We're talking about flat roofs. We have a flat roof, rubber roof, and we have to figure out how to do certain maintenance on it. But anyway, Dave, what I'm saying is I don't care all the shit that's out there, okay? I like to take things completely fresh. When I did the election fraud work, a bunch of people said that I went and looked at the machines. I found the research. I did the analysis. I found a paper which said that the voting machines have a piece, a software in the machine which allows them to multiply votes by weighted race feature. Found it, unequivocal. Okay.
Wow. So, and what has that got to do with what he just presented to you?
Nothing, but that's his claim to fame, I think. So he's got to put it out there.
Why can't Shiva just go and do whatever he wants to try and prove flat Earth? Then why does he need to be involved with Dave?
Yeah. I don't see this happening anyway, what he's proposing.
It just sounds like just a little theatrical thing online, you know.
It's theoretical, exactly. Yeah. I mean, do you really think MIT is going to say, hey, yeah, guys, let's spend thousands of dollars to fly a plane over a salt flats, which
Yeah, to
will
put
give
us
the
all out
same
of a job.
results. Yeah, which will put us all out of a job, which anyway shows true with every flight ever in existence.
That's all you need.
Yeah, he's pulling Dave's plonker. There's no way this will come to fruition, man.
I think they're
Maybe-
both pulling everybody else's plonker.
Well, aye, that as well.
Well, it's kind of like blowing smoke up something. Yeah.
Because maybe we should in a month or two contact MIT and say, hey, has Shiva actually, set up the scientific conference yet he's been talking about?
Dude, I bet ballers have already been contacting them.
McToon is there. Dude, you should not do this.
Little sweaty, little petulant child.
It's awful, isn't it?
That gets on my nerves.
Oh, I like doing, and then the reality is Trump and those guys used my material to talk about election fraud, but they didn't do anything. Okay? Same with the backdoor portal to Twitter. I unequivocally, in court, proved that the government has a backdoor portal into Twitter.
No.
Okay?
You know what, Shiva? Everybody's been talking about this for years. Congratulations for proving it. And what has it done exactly by proving it? Everybody's still got Twitter, correct? The government still got that back door, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Nope,
Okay.
I never had Twitter.
So it's quite amazing. You proved it, man. But has it changed anything?
No, it hasn't.
Really weird.
Uh-huh.
Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson all concealed that. So whenever the truth comes out, you have these people willing to conceal it. But I'm saying up front, let's get everyone here. I mean, I'm in the heart of science and technology. Right down there's Harvard, over
Let's
there's
do it.
MIT.
Let's do it.
So I'm saying and then if the experiment is right, then you can do another experiment and another one, and you build a body of work. Eventually, that's how you win this game. When I did the same
Well,
thing
you don't
with
win a game in science. There's no
not a
game.
No. It's the earth you live on, dude.
Let's put it this way. If he's done this, that's not an experiment, and it shows no curve. That's it. There is no do more experiments that's he claiming. On what? He's already debunked your globe then. There's nothing to do with more experiments.
Let the globe go.
the genetically engineered foods. I very quietly published one paper showing that what is the C1 metabolism pathway. Got it published. Okay, very quietly. Next one, I showed what happens when a plant undergoes stress. Published that over here. Then I said, what happens when you genetically modify a plant? Oh, it upregulates formaldehyde, downregulates glutathione. Okay? But I had built it on all this stuff. By the time it came out, these people were fucked because I'd gotten these other things peer-reviewed and published. You say?
Dr. Zero,
So-
I think that there's better, there's other experiments that are better out there that would just take a little more
Whatever
time.
it is. So
I got
whatever
it.
it is.
The airplane
it
one,
is,
the airplane one
You
is
tell,
done.
you tell me when
Trying
you
to
want.
talk, Shiva. If you actually let him say more than 2 words,
Nice.
you can actually get him to say, it does help if you let the guy talk. Let's put that way.
Want to do a conference here, a scientific.
My
experimental-
suggestion is you're brand new to this topic. I think you need to look at a little more of the evidence before we decide what experiment would be best.
No,
right?
but let's define evidence. Evidence is reproducible predictions. You predict something, you're able to reproduce it. That is a definition of evidence in
Right.
science.
And there's
Great. You heard that. So can we ask where anybody has shown us evidence for Earth curve?
No.
This comes back to Duffy. Where's your measurements for Earth curve you promised us? Where's your
Yeah, didn't you
demonstration
say-
of gas pressure out containment? Where's your observation of Earth's movement.
Didn't he say he was going to bring it back? He hasn't been back since, has he? No.
Still haven't seen
I haven't
anything.
seen him. No. But he said he already did it. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's lots of that. I've got some better experiments
Right. So-
that are
No.
doable, easily done in one day, easy and definitive. Right?
No, but Dave, the reason this controversy is going on is whenever you have controversies in science, you have to have both parties coming together and designing an experiment, particularly in something like this.
I got one. I got
Agreeing
one
to the
better
experiment.
than the flight going straight. I got
What's
one.
that?
I have a
1
better
minute.
one that's done on an airplane.
But it's more than a bit of a science controversy, isn't it? Like, because everything hinges on Earth being a globe. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All their orbits, their planets.
There'd be countless millions of jobs down pan. You know, I can't
Maybe
just
they
head around people going down line and thinking that they're going to somehow prove flat Earth and it's all going to change. I just can't buy that, mate.
Well, think about this though. If they do that, they can make jobs in other fields that are more relevant to day-to-day life instead of the fantasy of space.
Hundreds of years of stuff all piled on top of each other, though, Roger, that'd have to be changed. It'd be.
Yeah.
Well, it won't happen, in my opinion. Like,
Oh.
I'd like to be proved wrong, but I just can't see it.
Me too.
Hey, Jeff in the house. What's up?
Yo,
You know?
What's your comment?
sorry, my work was so rude and fucking.
How rude of your work stopping you joining live.
I know. Man.
How dare they? It's not like they pay your salary or anything.
No, not at all.
Remember,
Wait, speaking of that, how's the new house?
What? Oh, the new
How's
place.
your new
Well,
house? Yeah.
well, we didn't buy one. We just rented
Yeah.
another place.
Oh,
So.
that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's good.
Is it good?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good. Good enough, anyways. So.
simple rule. Remember, if you have to do something, do it the day after tomorrow. You have 2 days off.
Oh, do I?
I want to
I'm
ask.
just joking.
What's those jets? The blue and the yellow.
The Blue Angels?
Blue Angels. Yeah. You know when they fly when they fly by each other, they're like literally like almost touching. And they're flying at quite a speed and they're doing different maneuvers. Why are none of them adjusting for Earth curve?
Some
At the
mad
rate they're
maneuver
flying
as well.
too. Yeah.
Now notice one would be upside down,
Yeah.
or the other one's
That is-
right up.
that
The
is-
other one will be vertical, you know, or what's it? And they're flying at using the same
Yeah.
plane.
And
The same
some of these displays as well, these air displays, they fly quite close to the ground like that as well.
Yeah, but my point is now they're taking that flight and they're going how much kilometers, you know, doing that. None of them are hitting into each other because none of them are trying to adjust for Earth curve.
No, of course. What was the ones we had in the UK? Was it Red Devils, Michael? Was it Red Devils?
Red Arrows.
Red Arrows. That's
Yeah.
it. Red Arrows.
The Air Force are called. They got a thing called the Aces, don't they? Another stunt planes. Yeah.
There's a motorcycle gang called Red Devils.
Yeah, I might be getting
Or
mixed
used
up.
to be, actually. It got disbanded.
Okay, let's go.
My suggestion to you is on my website, flatearthdave.com, there's a picture of me and it says crash course. There's a bunch of videos there that you'll never find on your own because
But I don't care
YouTube's
about
hiding
that.
them. But,
No, but I don't want to
teach you a little more.
No, but I don't need that. I go to first principles.
Yeah.
Let's just go to first principles. You brought up the Pythagorean triangle. That is first principles. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay? The circumference of an earth of a circle is 2 pi r. Pi r squared. This I can take my pen and paper and I can derive. I don't give a fuck what you wrote. I don't give a fuck what they wrote. I like to derive stuff from first principles. Okay?
Sure.
So I can derive, you tell me to derive something, I'll derive it from first principles, and then I can go do an experiment.
Yet you don't know what the definition for horizontal is or curve.
He doesn't know what.
I get it. He wants to do it by
Radius
himself,
is.
but why the frick reinvent the wheel if the knowledge is already there?
Yeah.
Is Dave on a live show with him? Like, is this
It was
Shiva's
a
show that he's
recording.
on?
No, it was a
Yeah.
recording.
Oh, I see. But it was Shiva's show that it was.
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, it was exactly live stream. So, well,
Interesting.
Experiment I can do. That's real science. Okay.
Well,
Anything short of that is we live in a world of influencers and bullshit. And
I agree.
all that
I agree.
nonsense.
Is
Why
it
don't we do
is a
real
first
science?
principle that a 3-axis gimbal holds rigidity in space? Is that a first principle?
What I'm saying to you is this,
He
Dave.
didn't answer you.
Let us call both set of people together and let's make a hypothesis. You're saying the Earth is flat, and if you fly this much, it's going to do this, and then
No,
have
no,
Wow.
no.
No, that's
what I'm saying.
The heck? He's
First of all,
doing
it's not
it
a
again.
hypothesis. And second of all, if the Earth's flat and you fly, it stays the same, just like we observe in
He's
reality.
doing the same as what he did before when he was
If-
explaining it.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
the Earth
so-
curves, then you will see a difference.
Wow.
Not hard to understand.
that discourse and design the experiment. Period. And then get everyone to write their names on it.
What's
Oh,
this?
you found it.
There we go.
Nice.
Look at that.
Mhm.
Yeah, look how it's adjusting for curve, guys.
Mhm.
Look at that, man.
And that's low, eh? That's low.
Mhm. Very low.
I've watched some aqua tests like this too, where they're touching the actual water with their wheels on the plane,
I mean,
and they're showing they don't deviate for miles, dude. Like,
that's crazy.
I mean,
And
you're,
it's getting
close enough,
fast.
you're close enough to read the car plates. You're just going too fast.
He's going fast.
well, you get to work really quick like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no traffic, right?
Yeah.
Now where's the
Look at
Earth
that.
curve, man?
Oh, man. That freak me out just looking at it, man. So close.
Now, where's the Earth curve?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's it then. Game
I
over.
knew I had that someplace. I had to find it.
Mhm.
The only place you can find curve is Glober's mind.
That's true.
I'm gonna duck out flats. I've had enough.
Yeah, because things almost finished. It's got like 10 minutes left. And I think he's just repeating himself the whole time, actually.
You're going to the end.
I think we've finished because
Yeah, done.
Dave's just going to show flight paths. It looks. Talk about his app. Yeah.
Get my app and get the crash course. It's only $3.99. You get it online.
Mhm. I mean,
Is
we're
that
getting
what
on
it
to
is,
2.5 hours already anyway.
Painful to watch, yeah.
I mean, what's Dave gonna do for grifting if Flat Earth gets proven? Like,
I want to see if this experiment really happens with the people from the MIT. I don't think so. It's very small chance. If it happens, it will definitely be another brick
thing
for
is-
the Flat Earth.
The thing is, they have a committee that decides where the money and the funds go.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to say,
Yeah.
sorry, this is a waste of money. And they're
not
just
right.
going to.
yeah, they'd have to do it in their own time, out their own pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not
I
going to.
mean,
They're going to say, why spend
like-
thousands of dollars
Yeah,
on
ma-
something that's
maybe
literally
Shiva
got data?
Maybe Shiva could pull it off, but again, I'm going to go to. They're not going to destroy their own jobs.
Unless
Yeah.
they find the volunteers who they want to do it, and the committee allows them to use stuff which is in the aperture and which is in the MIT.
Yeah,
So,
but
that's
Janusz,
the
what
only one way.
Michael's saying, what
Yeah.
Michael's saying is, let's say they're dumb enough to do this. Now they've published this.
Yeah.
Everything they've been taught or been pushing is then shown false. Gravity
Yeah.
shown false. Curve is shown false. The Earth rotation is shown false. Everything they've taught is shown false.
Yes.
They won't do it.
Yeah, because they will be getting rid of their own jobs. and everyone keeps his job. So yeah.
Because then all the people perpetrating this lie will have to answer to it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, everybody's gonna have to be accountable. Why have you been lying all these years? You know.
Mm.
Some people they are unwilling participants because they're just repeating like parrots what they have been taught.
Did you say poopy pants?
Nice. I just thought about it. Dave should, if they prove flat Earth, he should go try to prove the ether next. That's what he should go.
Oh.
There's a career there. Yeah. Be forever throwing.
So yeah, any closing statements, guys?
Oh,
That was painful.
The Bible says we can never know everything,
Amen.
right? So
I agree. The Bible also says that we can't know parameters of this place as well.
exactly.
Yeah, there's just things that we're not going to know while we're here physically on this earth. Just things we're definitely not going to know. I know we want to know, but that's a different thing.
We know enough though, and I think Genesis tells you enough that you need to know.
That's right.
Yep.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Why would you need to know everything? That's the real question. I don't think you really do.
It's just curiosity, and people want to know. I mean, of course, I want to know more than I know, but I don't need to.
Yeah, I just always want to know shit.
There you go.
But from the other hand, Scripture as well says, "My people perish because lack of knowledge." So yeah, it's two sides.
Well, it's not
what
just
knowledge is that though, Janusz? Is it knowledge about shape of Earth, or is it knowledge about scriptures and God? You know,
Scripture in general. For example, if I wouldn't know about the GB job, I would take it, and I would be now in big trouble if I would get proper shot, not the placebo, saline. So people took it, and a lot of them is not with us anymore.
but you didn't really need to know out about it though. You just know that all of a sudden there's this boogie thing flying around that you don't see with your own eyes, and then all of a sudden there's something they want to put in you that's not being tested. I mean, you don't need no knowledge. A smart man just knows that's dodgy.
But unfortunately, majority is stupid. So that's what happened.
On them, innit? Everybody's responsible for their own actions.
Yep, their own actions. Exactly.
common sense is
Very
rare.
uncommon today.
Yeah, very rare.
Very.
Yes, it should be called. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we can all agree that there was no science.
No.
Both Shiva and Dave definitely don't know what science is. It was frustrating, and what else? That's it.
Yeah, I think
Oh, man, whatever that was, I don't even know what that was. You know,
it's whatever he's talking about. I don't think at all. Like you said, it won't come to fruition.
Unfortunately,
He's
ego.
pulling Dave's plonker, and like Michael said, they're both pulling everybody else's plonkers.
I just see things like that as a nit piece now.
Mm-hmm.
Ego gets in the way. That's his biggest problem. Yeah, he needs to realize that, but he won't.
But I think there's also a reason why I said 20 people, because he knows he's not going to get 20 people to agree with it. He wants to make it impossible.
That's a fair.
By the way, you don't need to do science. You need one person.
Yeah.
You don't need 20 people. One person can do the experiment, present the data. The next person can go do the same thing. You don't need 20 people. He's trying to make unrealistic boundaries so it won't happen.
Yeah, they want to muddy the water so you won't get a real result out of it. So that's what they want.
they try to make, the more educated they get, the more they want to make something out into a lengthy, drawn out, damn near impossible type project, you know, and it's just like, holy shit, why don't you just do the thing, you know? Like I even set up, you could, you know, use a theodolite and a marker pole, you know, over a distance 360 degrees around a certain point, do this in different places and see if there's
surveyors measure it anyway.
consistent. Yeah, I mean, it's just like looking at something off in the distance while you're standing on the ground and going, now let me explain to you how I don't understand how my eyes work, is not proof of curvature. Physically measure it. That's what we're after.
Yeah. But what else I took away from it, Flats, is look how many people have been conned with the final experiment, and then these guys have just done a 2-hour stream talking about experiments that aren't experiments, further compounding pseudoscience into minds of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's exactly that. Like I said, the people they either don't really listen, or they don't pay attention, or they don't know what's going on, and then they just accept
How many
it.
people have gone away from watching that thinking that we can do some experiments now to prove shape of Earth?
And unfortunately, you're going to have flat earthers falling for that too.
That's what I mean, flat earthers, like.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to get it out there so they can just do this stuff for themselves and not listen to these people anymore. That's all. Too many talking heads.
Oh, there's Jeff. Gotta go again.
Bye, Jeff.
Back to work.
Well, I'm going to bed now anyway.
Me too.
So, yeah, guys, appreciate everybody who hit the likes and shared the show and all the super chats. Thank you very much for all the support. Make sure to catch Dave just now. I think Dave's going live tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
It's Friday, yeah. And PJ as well.
Yeah.
And Roger.
Me and Ryan did a show last night. It was
Roger.
So thanks all for coming. Appreciate it. And then I'll see you all tomorrow night for I think tomorrow night we're probably going to do the biblical cosmology debate review.
Nice.
Between Justin Nemos and that Awakened Souls guy. That might be good.
Yeah, I like Dustin. He's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Looks like anyway. If he's controlled, maybe, but sound like an honest guy.
That Awake Souls guy, I see him everywhere, and they're always slagging people off, man.
Yep. No, I don't trust that Awake Souls guy like nothing. But yeah, thanks all for coming. Appreciate it, and then I'll see you all tomorrow night. Many blessings. May the pressure be with you. Cheerio. Bye.
I'm made for something true. In God's
Yeah,
plan,
I ate some nasty food. I have deep pressure now.